The Wayland Tire Game of the Week, brought to you by Opportunity Bank, Northwestern Energy, Montana Chevy Dealers, the Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, and First Interstate Bank.
Wayland Tire Game of the Week from the Stroud Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Montana Western. It's Frontier Conference basketball. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Parker, along with Phil Willett, bringing you tonight's basketball game in the Digger Dog Cup, a great rivalry. Montana Tech and Montana Western. And Phil, this one should be a dandy.
This should be a great one. You know, it's also Mark Durham night, as everyone who's even known anything about basketball in the state of Montana knows the Durham family and Mark Durham, and what a tremendous honor for him. And he wouldn't have picked a better game than the Digger Dog Cup, as you can see here in the Frontier standings. Western 10-4 coming in, 9-game winning streak for the Lady Dogs. Montana Tech 3-11 in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, you know, we talked about it before we went on. You know, Montana Tech, probably the team nobody wants to play. But like you said, who do you want to play in the Frontier Conference tournament?
Absolutely. Top to bottom, it's the best conference in the country. There's no doubt about it. There's no weak sisters in this league. And at any given night, any team can beat anyone.
You know, keys to the game. It's going to be a very, very emotional night for Lindsay Woolley's squad, as it is Mark Durham night. And we'll talk a lot about Mark tonight as we go with the broadcast, but that's something you got to overcome.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of pregame jitters here, and couple that with a rivalry game, it's just doubly impacted.
We're going to take a break and come back from the Stroud Gymnasium with more.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency, backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
Hey, what's up? Wait, you vape? You're usually such a control freak.
I'm addicted.
I used to smoke and vape. The only thing in control is the nicotine. And you have asthma.
Yeah, but mine's just mild.
It doesn't matter. It can still trigger an attack.
I need to quit.
Quitting is the best way to keep your asthma under control. Health in the 406, my friend. It's good. It's getting better.
From the two trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy.
The Chevy.
The Chevy.
That was obvious.
Get a total value of over $9,600 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
And we're back at the Stroud Gymnasium. Bruce Parker along with Phil Willett, and tonight's basketball game in the Frontier Conference, as Phil mentioned, Carroll College leading the way with an 11-3 record, but Rocky and this Montana Western team under Lindsay Woolley, 9 wins in a row, Phil, and they have played exceptional basketball.
Yeah, Coach Woolley switched to a small lineup and has really got them jump-started here just down the stretch. As you can see the starting lineups here. First, Montana Tech. Haley Crawford, number 4, freshman out of Helena. Number 12, Monica Landeck. She's a senior, 5'9" senior from Brewster, Washington. Kaylin Coverdale, junior out of Fairfield, Montana. Kaylee Zard, 6-foot sophomore from Forsyth. And Shea Potter, 6'2", sophomore out of Murray, Idaho. A good size there up front for Montana Tech here.
I had a chance to do the Montana Tech Rocky game last weekend, and Zard had 18 rebounds. And that one in Coverdale had a big game offensively.
Yeah, that's going to be a key for Western with a smaller lineup controlling the boards. Starting for the Bulldogs, number 5, Paige Holmes, freshman out of Seeley Lake, Montana. Number 11, we have a change here. Tori Anderson is injured tonight, so she's not in the starting lineup. She'll be replaced by number 11, Sierra Bignell, 5'9" senior from Helena Capital. Number 15, Britt Cooper, 5'10" junior out of Harrison, Montana. Number 23, Sierra Lamy, local girl, 5'10" junior from Wise River, but went to Beaverhead County High School here in Dillon. And number 32, Frontier Conference Player of the Week, it seems like every week almost, Brianna King, 5'5" junior out of Spokane, Washington. Has had a tremendous season, has Brianna King, as the newcomer here for Coach Woolley's squad.
Well, and I've seen them a couple times this year, and she's got such great quickness. When you'll see here tonight when she takes the ball to the basket, there you see Carly Sannon, and it's all yours, Phil. We should have a good one, Lindsay Woolley.
And here we go. Tip is up, and Montana Tech will get the first possession here. The Digger Dog Cup, first of the doubleheader here, the ladies' game. Tech very patient on offense as normal. They are very methodical and like to get good shots here. And Coverdale penetrating the lane and tipped away there. Looks like by Bignell, and it'll stay Montana Tech basketball underneath their own rim.
You know, it seems like, and I looked up in the stands today, and a guy bear hugged me, a guy by the name of Joe Bignell. There's been a Bignell in this Montana Western lineup for a lot of years.
Oh, boy, and I think there's 3 right now. So, and with the defense there, Lady Bulldogs force a 5-second on the out-of-bounds play and first turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, I think turnovers will be a key tonight. You know, Montana Tech likes to get in that slow-down half-court offense where they get good shots. Zard inside, Coverdale getting the jump shots, and Tech, you know, she can really shoot the basketball too. So they've got some players that can really put the ball in the basket.
Absolutely. Western with their first possession. We're going to see a 3 from the corner. That's Holmes. No good. Rebound there by Shea Potter for the Diggers. And here comes Crawford. Western opened up man-to-man. We'll see almost strictly man-to-man from both squads here tonight. Corner shot there, no good. That's Landeck, rebound King. And this is where Brianna King is so dangerous in penetration there off the secondary break, but kicks it out. Foul there on the drive. Bignell is fouled.
We know that our good friend tonight, Phil, is Mark Durham, is down in Arizona and going through some treatments, and we hope he's watching, and we'll have a chance maybe tonight to talk to the little fella.
Absolutely. That's the plan between games. We're going to get an interview. We'll see how it works over the speakerphone. But Paige Holmes, penetration, no good. Rebound again. Shea Potter with her second rebound here early going. Both teams, we talked about it, maybe being a little emotional to start this game, and it looks a little ragged to open it up.
Yeah, and there's a lot of excitement in the air. It's just everybody's a little bit up for this one.
Yep, absolutely. Potter, inside spin move. She's going to be fouled on the reach in there. I believe it's going to be on Bignell. Nope, they're going to call Cooper from behind. I thought Bignell reaching in on the double down was the foul, but Cooper picks up her first. Bulldogs stay man-to-man out of the out-of-bounds play. That's going to be Crawford with a 3, no good. Rebound, and there you go, Zard. You mentioned her 18 rebounds against Rocky. There's her first tonight.
She just always seems to be around the basketball.
Penetration there on the right side. Landeck, she's going to be a foul called on Paige Holmes with the block. Second team on the Bulldogs, and that's going to be a 2-shot foul there for Landeck.
You know, in a game like this, and, you know, you went to Montana Tech and Montana Western, so you have, you know, some affinity to both schools. And when you play a game like this, you know, and it's kind of a trite saying, but do records even matter in a game like this?
I don't believe they do. You know, it's cliche, but you got to throw the records out. And it's, you know, Landeck, she hits 1 of 2 there from the charity stripe, so the first points on the board for the Lady Diggers. Top of the key there, that is Lamy, no good. Gets her own rebound on the tap out. Bulldogs will reset. King, penetration. And a nice dip drop down to Cooper, who can't finish on the reverse layup for the Lady Bulldogs. Quickly back, Tech looks secondary break, that's Coverdale. Now she'll pull it back out. Zard, top side. Wing to Crawford, now top side here. That's Landeck. Again, Bulldogs staying man-to-man. Both teams strictly man-to-man here so far in the early going. Diggers working against the shot clock here, down to 3 seconds. A quick 3 by Coverdale off the backboard. No good. Rebound, Bignell.
That's just great defense by Montana Western, not giving up a good shot, just play base defense.
Yeah, absolutely. For 28 seconds was solid man-to-man defense there. Bignell, she'll fire 3 from the right wing and knocks it in.
You know, I had a chance when I came in to see Kay Bignell, who ended her career and graduated in November from Montana Western, and I asked her what she was doing, and she said, I'm ranching.
That's hard to believe.
Business.
That is very hard to believe for the Big Nails, absolutely. Here goes Landeck, left side. Her shot up, no good. Coverdale rebounds for the Diggers. And just like we talked about, very methodical. They'll set it back up, make Western play more defense here on this end. Coverdale off the right side, up and good off the backboard. Knots it up at 3.
Yeah, she's just got so many offensive skills. She can shoot the 3, and you got to respect that. And if you do, she can drive right by you.
Yeah, and she proved it right there. Excellent move. Cooper, short corner, no good. Gets her own rebound. She's blocked from behind there by Potter. Coach Woolley looking for a foul there on the backside block, but it looked fairly clean to me on this tough call to make. Coverdale in the far corner. Boy, the intensity level by both teams defensively here in this first 4 minutes of the ball game has been tremendous.
Yeah, they're just flat getting after it. You know, this is the time of the year when you want to pick up your game.
Yeah, we're getting close to tourney time. It's seeding time here the next couple weeks to see where teams are going to be going. Cooper across the lane, and her jump hook is up and good.
I really like Cooper. I've seen her. I saw her in the Rocky Christmas tournament, and I've seen her play against a couple other Frontier Conference games, and she's got great offensive skills as well. She's going to be a key in this one tonight with her size.
Yeah, absolutely. She's averaging close to 8 rebounds a game and plays bigger than her 5'10" frame for sure, and she pulls down that rebound off the missed shot. King going to be fouled on the penetration. And since Coach Woolley's gone to this small lineup and started this 9-game win streak, we're going to see a lot of the Lady Bulldogs penetrate, and their dribble penetration is their main flow of their offense, and all 5 of the girls out there can do it.
Now 3 teams in the Frontier ranked in the top 15, and that just shows you how tough this league really is.
Absolutely, and deservedly so. All 3 are very quality teams. Bulldogs turn it over on the out-of-bounds play. It'll be Montana Tech ball. About halfway through the first quarter here, and as you can see, it's been a defensive battle so far, 5-3. The intensity level is tremendous. Shot up there for the Lady Diggers. That is Courtney Coverdale. She hits the 20-foot jump shot, ties it up at 5. So both Coverdales getting into the action here early for the Diggers.
Yeah, you guard one and the other one bites you.
Yep, exactly. Holmes penetrating right side. Kicks it out King here. She'll set it back up. She'll pull up from 18 and good. If Brianna King's hitting that outside jump shot, she's almost impossible to guard because she's one of the best penetrators in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. With her great quickness, and you know, she's a lot like Coverdale, but she is, I would say, probably as good a point guard as there is in the NAIA this year.
Absolutely, and playing at a super high level, and she's going to get called for the block there. Tried to draw the charge, but just a little bit late there is Brianna King. It's going to be her first. It's going to be the 3rd team foul on the Lady Bulldogs. We're going to have a timeout here at the Strow. 7-5, Lady Bulldogs lead it over the Lady Orediggers and Mark Dermnight here in Dillon. We'll be back after.
In the heart of Dillon is your friendly, locally owned and operated motel. Nothing too fancy, just clean rooms with comfortable beds, free Wi-Fi, HBO, and an affordable price. Start your day off with our continental breakfast as you head out to see all the sights around Dillon. Oh, and it's right next to the Mexican Bus. We're pet friendly with ample car and truck parking. The Sundowner Motel, call us at 406-683-2375. Down Home Hospitality.
In 1968, Homer Scott Sr. purchased a small bank in Sheridan, Wyoming. That endeavor was the start of First Interstate Bank. Homer knew that the bank would only be as strong as the communities it served. Today, Homer's credo still holds true. First Interstate has donated more than $50 million and 154,000 volunteer hours to nonprofit organizations and the communities it serves. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
And we're back at the Stroud Gymnasium on the Wayland Tire Game of the Week on SWX. Bruce Parker along with Phil Willett. And Phil, it's kind of lived up to its early billing. A great defensive effort by both teams.
Yeah, you know, we touted the rivalry game, and you can see the rivalry game intensity both sides here. Coverdale on the left side, her shot no good, lefty, and that's rebound by Darby Shy for the Bulldogs. Here comes Lamy. Good job getting back. That's Courtney Coverdale stopping Lamy on the penetration, but King off the left side, and that's where she's dangerous with the ball in her hands and driving to the basket.
It almost looked like a game of horse. She's just kind of going to different spots on the floor to score.
Absolutely. She's a very, for only being 5'5", a very creative scorer inside the lane. In for Montana Tech, that's Hannah Sparks, and she gets it over to Zard, back to Sparks. Now Coverdale from the right side, up and good. So Courtney Coverdale, 5 early points here off the bench for Montana Tech.
Yeah, that's great bench play. You know, we're going to look at that stat tonight, probably at halftime, to see points on from the bench and maybe points in the paint and second chance points.
Absolutely, it's those hidden stats that you never think about, but they are usually who determines wins the game. King over to Shy. We're going to have a foul prior to the shot. I think it's going to be on the drive. That's going to be on number 24. That's Kaylin Coverdale. Savannah Bignell in for the Lady Bulldogs. And Sammy McGree, Butte girl for the Montana Tech Ore Diggers. Holmes will sit. Also in for Tech is number 32. That's Mesa Williams out of White Sulphur Springs. Small town girl here getting some action for the Lady Ore Diggers. Bulldogs inbound. That's a second foul there on Kaylin Coverdale. King, 3 from the left wing, up, good. So we mentioned how strong the defenses were to start the game. Now the offenses are starting to hit some shots here.
Yeah, and it's amazing what she does when you have a scorer like that in your lineup.
McGree over left side to Landek. Landek, she'll pull up, free throw line extended, up, good. Landek, nice pull up jump shot there.
You know what's nice about this game is we're able to bring the Wayland Tire Game of the Week to the people across the state of Montana. There's so many Montana high school athletes that are in the lineup tonight. We can talk about them from small towns, big towns, you know, Helena Capital, Avon, White Sulphur, you name it, they're there.
And we talk about the Frontier Conference top to bottom is the strongest conference in the country, if one of the strongest countries. And for a lot of these schools to be doing it with a good majority of Montana girls, it's awesome to see for the state of Montana basketball.
Yeah, Carroll College, I believe, number 11 in the country. Rocky Mountain College, number 12. Montana Western, number 15. That's 3 teams in the top 15.
Yep, and all deservedly so. Travel there on the penetration. That's Savannah Bignell. Turns it over back to the Lady Ore Diggers. 12-10 here in the first quarter. We have a good one brewing here. Rivalry game, Digger Dog Cup on the line. Mark Dermnight. And we know Mark's watching, and Mark, we give a shout out to you. You'd be proud of the action here in the Strow. Corner 3, that's number 22. That's Molly Peoples, another Butte product. Comes in off the bench and drains a 3.
Yeah, how about the people's name in the city of Butte? Donnie Peoples, Don Peoples, great people. That kind of sounded funny. The Peoples, great people.
Great Peoples, the Peoples, yep. Bulldogs, little dribble screen here, top of the key, and now King's going to take it into her own hands. She'll kick it out. Savannah Bignell, 3 from the left corner, no good. Rebound there by Sparks for the Diggers. They look to push. Now they'll pull it back out. Tapped away there, Savannah Bignell for Western. Savannah coming off an ACL tear from last year, sophomore. Again, another Bignell in the lineup for the Lady Bulldogs, and she's really come on here the last month or so when Coach Woolley's gone to this smaller lineup.
Yeah, and she's becoming more aggressive shooting the basketball offensively, and you put another scorer out there, it just helps things for King.
Absolutely. Now a little dribble weave here, top of the key for the Diggers. That's number 32, Mesa Williams. She'll drive off the left side. Good use of the left hand by Mesa Williams. A sweet kiss off the glass. Lady Diggers have opened up a 3-point lead here towards the end of this first quarter. Bignell off the right side, no good. Rebound tapped and picked up there by Mesa Williams.
When I get a chance, I'll tell you about how the Rocky and Montana Tech game finished last week. Talk about a close battle, and what a battle it was.
A heartbreaker for Montana Tech. It sounded, down the stretch.
Well, Montana Tech, Phil, led the entire game just about, and Michaela Jones for Rocky Mountain College made a really tough 3-pointer to tie it at the end of the game, put it into overtime, and then Rocky came back and beat Montana Tech, but a heartbreaking loss for Carly Sandon's squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Keller has really turned around that Lady Bears team this year. A tremendous season. Wild shot there by Zard, picked up by Lamy.
And speaking of the name Keller, we'll have the men's game to
Absolutely.
follow tonight.
Yep, absolutely. 3 there. That is Sierra Bignell, three-pointer, top of the key. She ties it up at 15, under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. And
that's just a nice-looking jump shot.
Absolutely.
She didn't hesitate at all. She got the basketball, turned and shot.
Stepped into it with confidence and nice soft touch. Shot clock and game clock are basically the same, about a half a second difference, so Tech going to play for the last. And as soon as I say that, Sammy McGree pulls up with a nice 5-foot jumper off the left side. And here comes Bignell trying to beat the first quarter clock. She's going to have it poked out of bounds with 1.6 seconds to go. Western will have it underneath their own basket.
And how about the McGree name? I mean, I said that last week. I said, how many years has there been a McGree somewhere in college or high school athletics in the state of Montana?
No kidding.
Out of Butte.
Lamy going to get it up at the buzzer, up no good, off the left side. So we've played one here in the Stroud. Mark Durham night. Lady Orediggers 17, Lady Bulldogs 15. We'll be back after the break.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
In the 1950s, people thought cigarettes were harmless. Today, it's e-cigarettes. Vaping is highly addictive. Plus, there's diethylene glycol used in antifreeze. Lead, formaldehyde, acetone, carcinogens, and toxic chemicals in the vapor. E-cigarettes are not regulated. Corporate tobacco hasn't changed their game, just their technology. If you want to quit, call the Quit line for free help and FDA-approved medications.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
And we're back at the Stroud Gymnasium, the start of our second quarter on the Wayland Tire SWX College Basketball Game of the Week. And on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard, Montana Tech Phil with that 2-point lead.
Yeah, tremendous first quarter, high quality action on both sides. We open up the second quarter here with a tip in there by Britt Cooper for the Lady Bulldogs. Ties it up at 17. I have a feeling that we're going to be saying that a lot tonight. We're tied up is going to be a common theme, I think.
Yeah, we looked at those stats. You know, the turnovers 2 apiece. Both teams shooting about the same as Montana Tech goes back out on top.
Sammy McGree hits the 3 from the right-hand wing. So good bench production for Montana Tech between McGree, Peoples, and Coverdale here in this first half.
I just love watching women's college basketball on the Frontier. Of course, the women's national tournament down at the Rimrock Auto Arena in Billings, March 14th through the 20th.
Yeah, that's awesome for Billings in the state of Montana and the Frontier Conference. It was tremendous last year. I think it surprised everybody throughout the country how great it was and extended the contract this year. And
yeah, it's really an interesting deal. And we take a look at the foul, and we'll have some free throws.
Yeah, you can see King's ability to handle the ball there on that spin move there down the lane. Gets fouled on the drive, or on the shot. She's an 82% foul shooter, so no surprise she knocks down the first one. You don't score near 20 points a game and not be a good foul shooter. I jinxed her there and missed the second one, but
she's getting hers early, that's for darn sure.
She's got 8 quick points here, 7 at the break, and now we're up to her 8th on that free throw. We're going to see a zone defense here from the Bulldogs, a little matchup zone. That's Coverdale left wing. Her 3 misses off to the right, and we'll go back to the Bulldogs. So Courtney Coverdale, she's the leading scorer for the Orediggers with 5 points, her and Sammy McGree, but that one off the mark there for Coverdale.
They're still getting they're getting good looks, and that's what you can do when you run your offense and you're patient. You're not trying to force shots.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done a nice job. Coach Sandin's got them executing on all cylinders here in this first half. Little bit of raggedy play here on the offensive end, and Britt Cooper changes that with a nice step-through move and up and under. But boy, Lamy was having a heck of a time handling the ball there for a good portion of that shot clock.
I think that was just all part of the game, wasn't it? She was,
lull them to sleep.
Yeah.
Short corner shot, jump shot there. That is Mesa Williams. So again, off the bench, Montana Tech getting great production.
Lady Ore Diggers go back out on top. We have a chance to talk with the new athletic director at Montana Western and the head football coach, Ryan Norris.
Yes, Bill Wilson just started the job here a couple weeks ago for Montana Western, and coming from the Midwest, and a great amount of excitement here for the Bulldogs. As you can see here in the replay, King penetrating again and again, drawing the foul at the rim there, that time on Shea Potter, her first.
You know, I tell you, when you're playing defense against Montana Western, you better have some help defense, because more than likely she's going to get by whoever's defending her, and you better have some help to try to stop the ball.
Yeah, and she looks. She's a good passer, but she's definitely a scorer at the basket, especially at her 5'5" frame. Amazing how she can finish at the basket. Knocks them down, both of them. That puts King into double figures at 10. And a third turnover there for Montana Tech. Throws it out of bounds. A little bit of token pressure there, but kind of caught Montana Tech off guard.
You know, both teams have really taken care of the basketball here in the first half. Not many turnovers.
No, 5 total in the game so far, so excellent quality of play. Montana Tech staying man-to-man defense. We're going to have a travel there. Paige Holmes.
As soon as we say that, we get 2 turnovers, one for each team. So 3 apiece now on the turnover end.
The old dreaded announcer's jinx. Bulldogs again will pick up with some man-to-man full court pressure here. Just kind of a soft token pressure.
Really looking forward to watching that men's game as well with the nationally ranked Bulldogs under the guidance of Steve Keller.
Yeah, and Montana Tech, speaking of teams so nobody wants to play, they're struggling on the record as well, but they have given everybody a ball game and won a couple that were huge shockers.
Yeah, I think Adam Hyatt's done a great job this season, and well, they beat LC and they beat Carroll College. They have some real big wins under their belt.
Absolutely, and they took Western to the limit the last time these two teams played. Holmes, her 3 in the corner, no good. Rebound there is Landeck. So we've talked about how crisp the play was the whole first quarter. The second quarter, it's been a little raggedy here. Tech doing a nice job against this zone, working it around and getting a shot. Here's Coverdale, her shot no good. Scramble, loose ball picked up by Paige Holmes.
Montana Western would like to run and get down court much quicker than Montana Tech there.
Yeah, it's a dribble penetration offense the Bulldogs are running, and Tech doing a great job shutting that down. But you can't. King with the miss, the left-hand layup there, but tipped out. Back to Paige Holmes. Western will set back up. Bignell, the little scoop shot. It's going to be fouled on the shot there. That's going to be Mesa Williams with the personal.
You know, you got, as we take a look at our replay, you got to have a great scorer's mentality to shoot a shot like that, like Bignell did. You know, she put a little trickery to that, and you know she's made a couple outside jumpers, and you better guard her.
Yeah, she's a crafty scorer, and getting more minutes tonight because of the injury to Tori Anderson, and so far making good use of those extra minutes. She's only averaging 10 minutes a game on the season. So
okay, 4 people just came in, Phil. You got to get them all.
So I have Savannah Bignell, Alexa Welch for the Lady Bulldogs.
That's not bad. That's 2.
I have Haley Crawford, and did Potter come in? Nope, 22. That's Molly Peoples for the Ore Diggers. They were testing me there. Crawford, Bulldogs back to man-to-man. A few possessions of zone there just to mix it up for Coach Woolley, and now back to their traditional man. And Coverdale with a great hesitation dribble there. Takes Welch off the dribble and scores easily.
Yeah, the Coverdale sisters, very depth scoring machines.
Fairly easy to see why Fairfield won so many games in a row when you see the Coverdales
cow.
and the Bardas of the world that are playing all over the place in college basketball.
I think Barda, didn't she have a great year for Gonzaga this year?
She does, yeah. I kind of follow her just to see how she's doing. I'm going to guess she's going to be the West Coast Conference Player of the Year. I think there's no doubt about it. Foul there, that's Coverdale, her first. So the Coverdales have 3 fouls between them. Caitlin, the starter, has been on the bench this whole second quarter with 2 fouls. 4 team fouls for the Lady Diggers here in this second quarter. As you fans of Lady College basketball know, 5 fouls per quarter now gets you into the 2-shot. Backdoor cut there by King and a nice feed, and she finishes on the right side. Excellent overplay, backdoor there by King, and you know, when you get that overplay, that's the toughest thing in the world to defend, is that nice, strict, crisp backdoor cut.
It's going to stay here with Montana Tech, the basketball.
Savannah Bignell there with the pressure. I mean, they understand the Coverdales can shoot it because they're pressuring them out there 25 feet away from the rim. Timeout here at the Stroud. 24-24 on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. We're back.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Woo! Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's. If you got $5, you could fill up on a gas station burrito that tastes like diesel and sadness. Or you can choose a real meal with 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
Yep. Yeah. And we're back at the Stroud Gymnasium and the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. We're tied at 24, Phil, and it's been everything that was advertised. It's a rivalry game, and it's going to be like this, I think, the whole way.
It's fit the cliche of the rivalry game, throw out the records, because anything can happen so far. King picks the pocket there of Crawford, and she's going to go up off the right side, and she'll finish. That's going to give Brianna King 14 points here already in this ballgame.
Yeah, 14 to their 26 points. That's a pretty good start on the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Easy to see why she's won Player of the Week in the Frontier 3 of the last 4 weeks.
You know what she can do when she gets those steals, she's strong and she can finish.
Yeah.
She's got those layups.
Absolutely. Top of the key jumper. I can't see the number there for the Ore Diggers. That's 22. Peoples. Rebound by Cooper, and King looks to push. Lamy, she'll think about the 3 now, penetrate. Step through, good move there, but can't finish by Lamy, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Montana Tech basketball. Checking in is Sammy McGree and Hannah Sparks for the Ore Diggers.
Mark Durham night tonight. Like I said earlier, I've got my red tie on. You know, you don't see me wear red ties very often, so I'm doing that in honor of my good friend Mark. Had a chance to talk to him today, and hopefully at halftime we can talk a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. We'll all get some positivity out of it from Mark, because he's the most positive person on this planet. There's no doubt about it. Potter, nice jump hook, no good. Rebound, Cooper.
You know, we won't be able to tell all the stories we'd like to tell about him.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I won't even talk about some of the emojis I get from him these days, but we'll talk a lot about Mark.
Absolutely, yeah. He's a one of a kind. There's no doubt about it. Bignell, ooh, nice bounce pass across the lane. That's Cooper with the easy finish.
You know, I think the good teams in the nation have teams that can pass the ball like that. They look for the open person inside. You know, they don't take bad shots, and we've seen that tonight with Montana Western.
Absolutely. They're all unselfish players there. Rebound, Lamy off the shot. She's going to be fouled. That's going to be number 2 on Coverdale. I believe they're going to call it. That is going to be on Courtney Coverdale. So both Coverdales with 2 fouls here. Caitlin's going to check back in, as well as, I can't see at the bench here. We're going to have to wait for the second free throw. That's the 5th team foul on the Lady Ore Diggers. Lamy at the line for Western. She's a 68% foul shooter on the season.
From the beautiful town of Wise River.
From Wise River, yep. Sometimes it's the coldest place in the nation.
Now, I had a chance to talk to my good friend Christian Oberquell this past week, and I said, how are things in Havre? He said, well, when I got up this morning, it was minus 58 wind chill. And I said, good on you.
Yep.
I'm probably not going to make the road trip up there this week.
I'm glad I'm not there is probably what you said, yep. Lamy makes good on both. 6-point lead now for the Lady Bulldogs. I have a brother who lives in Fort Peck, and the wind chill there yesterday was minus 49. So.
Oh, boy. You know, once you get over that 20, it's still cold. I don't care where you're at.
It's still cold, yep. Nice step back jump shot there. That's Hannah Sparks. Stops a little bit of a Bulldog run there, does Sparks. 4-point ball game, approaching 2.5 to go in the first half. Western showing some patience here, kind of backing it out a little bit. Lamy inside Cooper. Cooper's done that spin move a couple times tonight. Can't finish that one. But the rebounders are going to have a foul, and I think Bignell's going to go to the line. That foul is going to be on Landeck. Her first. Savannah Bignell at the line for 2 for the Lady Bulldogs.
You know, Zard's been pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah,
she's usually a force inside blocking shots and rebounding as the first free throw is missed.
It's a tough matchup for bigs in this type of a game when the Lady Bulldogs like to push it so much in transition. It's, you know, it really wears on these taller girls. Bignell makes the second, 1 of 2 on the shot. Paige Holmes checks in for Western. We're going to see a full court pressure here for Bulldogs, and they'll step out of it. Kind of a token pressure. Drop back into a 2-3 zone. Penetration there, good penetration off the bounce is McGree, and she's fouled on the shot. That's going to be Savannah Bignell.
We hope everybody can stay with us for our First Interstate Bank halftime report. Have a couple of interesting interviews. Talk a little bit about this first half.
McGree's first one up, good. Sammy McGree on the season from the foul stripe, and not a lot of opportunities for McGree, but she's a 72% foul shooter, makes them both.
And speaking of opportunities, Opportunity Bank is a sponsor of our replays throughout the season on SWX.
Yep, we thank all these sponsors for SWX Pro. These have been a great addition to the Frontier Conference basketball, getting our word out there to the area. This Lamy with a wild shot, no good. Rebound there, that is McGree. Back to Coverdale. And Bignell gets the steal on the pass, and we're going to have a timeout. Coach Woolley. So credit Bignell with the hustle, credit Coach Woolley with the heads-up timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to go take a quick break here, 31-28. Well, actually, we're going to keep it here. I lied to all you folks, so 30-second break. But, yeah, a good chance to welcome our network affiliates for today's game, SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima. We're so happy to have you here enjoying the game along with us, and hope you're enjoying it as much as Bruce and I are. It's been a tremendous first half. Again, we'll give a little more plug to our sponsors. The Wayland Tire Game of the Week brought to you by Opportunity Bank, Montana Chevy Dealers, Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Northwestern Energy, and First Interstate Bank. Again, thanks to all these sponsors to make this happen.
You know, I hear sponsors, and obviously I've got an affinity to sponsors as being involved in athletics, but Northwestern Energy seems to sponsor everything.
Everything
from
under the sun.
College and high school.
Yep, absolutely. Again, King with a nice finish off the right-hand side. She continues her scoring ways. That's 16 now for King. Coverdale shot no good. Rebound by King. Approaching a minute to go here. Bulldogs lead it by 5 here on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. Being very patient on this possession. Bignell kicks it out. King, she's going to fire the 3 and way off the mark. Probably the first bad shot we've seen Brianna King take tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I had to look at it again to make sure that I saw what I saw. That one didn't go down, but she's had a great first half with, as you mentioned, Phil, with 16 points.
Yeah.
That's really led Montana Western to that that lead by 5 points.
6 of 9 from the floor, so shooting the ball very well. That's her first miss from beyond the arc. Number 12 there on the left-hand side, Landeck, her shot up good from 3.
Now, did you watch there how she set her feet? I mean, she was in a catch and shoot position when she got that basketball.
Yeah, that was textbook there of ready to shoot, the old adage, ready to shoot when you catch it, and catch and go in the one same motion, and you could put a tape on that one and show it on how to shoot a jump shot. Bulldogs about a 3-second differential in the shot clock, so looking for the last shot of the half. Bignell penetrates off the left-hand side with the left-hand hook, and up and good. Tech trying to get a last-second heave there, and up no good. There is Sparks. That's going to bring us to the halftime break. Montana Western Bulldogs 35, Orediggers 31 on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. We're back after the break.
This is the all-new Chevy Equinox. It offers rear seat reminder, built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi, Apple CarPlay compatibility, and teen driver technology. It's crazy. Now, to get all these features, you'd need all 6 of those crossovers.
That's insane.
Yep, and you still wouldn't get everything that's in this Equinox.
6 cars in one.
Get 0% financing for 60 months or $2,250 total cash allowance on this Equinox LT when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.
In 1968, Homer Scott Sr. purchased a small bank in Sheridan, Wyoming. That endeavor was the start of First Interstate Bank. Homer knew that the bank would only be as strong as the communities it served. Today, Homer's credo still holds true. First Interstate has donated more than $50 million and 154,000 volunteer hours to nonprofit organizations and the communities it serves. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
And the Montana Tobacco Quit Line has Montana Western Bulldogs on top over Montana Tech 35-31. And it's halftime, our First Interstate Bank halftime show from Stroud Gymnasium. And this good-looking gentleman right next to me is Ryan Norris, the head football coach for the Bulldogs of Montana Western. And Ryan, the recruiting battles continue, but it seems like you had really a good recruiting year here at Montana Western.
Yeah, we're really pleased. You know, we have a large roster right now. We're having great retention out of our last 2 classes, so we just really didn't need to go out and take very many guys. So we really feel like this. First few guys we got. I think we got 23, and our goal is to only bring in 30 guys this year. So we have 7 slots open, and we're really pleased with what we did. We got some kids with good size, and got signed 6 defensive backs. We're really excited about that. We felt like an area of need for us, and in this league, you've got to be able to play defense in the secondary if you're going to compete for a championship. So we think we got a great crew there, and so signed 4 or 5 linebackers. So really a defensive stress again this year.
Well, and really there are no. It's kind of a cliche, but there's no easy ones in the Frontier. Every game you got to be ready to go every Saturday, or you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you certainly do. It's one of the things that makes it so much fun out here. Just as a coach, at this level, I've played in different leagues and coached in different leagues where it's not that case. You're really prepping for 2-3 games a year. We're here. I mean, if you got 10, you're prepping for 10, and when you got to play somebody twice, it's pretty tough in football to play somebody twice. And you go up against some of the best guys around, and in terms of small college coaches, and it's a pretty awesome deal we got going out here in Montana.
Well, you're going to be on a better end of it now, but the last couple of years you've had to make those trips out to Eastern Oregon and Southern Oregon each year, and that's been difficult. Your travel has been horrendous.
Yeah, we've kind of been on that side of the bracket the last couple of years, and it's funny, I think we switched with Tech this year, and we still go to SOU and EOU this year, you know.
Oh,
so,
boy.
you know, it's just, it's one of those things where, you know, you make the best of it. You know, we've played well enough to win down at both of them and haven't been able to pull out a win the last couple of years on the road down there where, you know, we hope maybe this year will be the year.
Tell me a little bit about your philosophy with what kind of kid are you trying to recruit? What student athlete is a perfect fit for Montana Western?
You know, Montana Western kids are, I mean, we don't have any shiny things to dangle in front of kids and get them to come off of how things look. You know, here when you get a kid, it's real. They're choosing it for our university. They're choosing it for our community. This is a community of 4,000 people. It's an incredible community, supportive and everything that a student athlete or a kid in general would do. And then they got to want to take one class at a time, you know, and that's what we do here. And so it really, you know, you go out and you want to find the best kids, not just a kid who wants to take one class at a time and maybe play a little football. So, you know, we're looking for those kids who are really hungry, driven, and competitive, but are going to fit into our community, is going to fit into our university, and they know, you know, this is a rural lifestyle. You know, we do sports, we do things outside, and outside of that, you know, if you want a mall or something, don't come to Dillon.
And you got great fishing and hunting in the area, so that doesn't hurt.
I like to
Bet
fish.
you use that a little bit.
Yeah.
So a great chancellor in Beth Weatherby, Bill Wilson, your new athletic director, who's got great credentials coming in. So it seems like your upper administration really is going to be supportive of athletics.
Yeah, I really believe since Beth's got here, the thing I liked about Beth, and you know, we kind of felt it in the interview process, but since she's been here, is she loves the collegiate experience. She doesn't care whether it's a kid's art show or it's a rodeo or a football game, whatever it is. You know, she has that. She just has that love of college, and I think that's really what it's about. If you're going to have a successful chancellor and a successful small college, because it's ingrained. If you want to have a great experience, all the experiences need to be great, and when they're supported from top down, I think it makes a big difference.
Ryan, hey, it's great to see you. You know, we've been friends for a long time, and I wish you the best of luck finishing up your recruiting. I know it never ends. Winter conditioning, then spring football, and then you get any time off?
Yeah, I'll go fishing.
Okay, good.
Play some golf. Maybe we'll play some golf again this year.
That's great. Well, it's great to see you, and good luck, and we'll stay in touch.
Absolutely. Well, congrats to you on your retirement, too, and we know we'll see you around.
I don't look that old, do I?
You don't at all, man.
That's good. Thank
all
you.
Right.
I appreciate you saying that. Thanks. Ryan Norris, the head football coach at the University of Montana Western. It's our First Interstate Bank halftime report. And at halftime on the Montana Tobacco Quit line, it's Montana Western 35, Montana Tech 31, as the Bulldogs have that 4-point lead. We're going to come back with Bill Wilson, the new athletic director at the University of Montana Western. So stay with us. And this is your Wayland Tire SWX College Basketball Game of the Week.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
What it takes to win is just a total commitment.
It takes, obviously, a lot of preparation.
Focus is everything. It's a high-level game. Tobacco impedes on everything you do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I chose engineering because I've always liked tinkering, and engineering fits right in. You take a problem and come up with a solution and figure out how things work.
For me, choosing Montana Tech for my mechanical engineering degree was not only the right thing to do, but it was the best thing to do.
Mechanical is filled with great job opportunities and has so much potential growth.
Our students walk out with really high-paying jobs.
Tech has given me the opportunity to pursue what I want and get the education that I really needed.
And we're back at Stroud Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Montana Western with our First Interstate Bank halftime report. And the Montana Tobacco Quit Line has the Bulldogs on top. Bruce Parker now joined by Bill Wilson, the new athletic director at the University of Montana Western. And Bill, I guess I would say first, welcome. Welcome to the league and welcome to Dillon.
Well, thanks, Bruce. I'm really excited about this opportunity. I've been on the job about 8 days and met a lot of great people.
Yeah, let's see. We talked in the break. I retired 4 days ago, and you're brand new. So one's coming and one's going. So
that's right.
That's a good deal. But let's talk a little bit about your career. And
sure.
You've been a coach. You've been an athletic administrator. So you've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I really have, and I consider myself to be fortunate. And sometimes you look back on your career and you're like, holy cow, I've done all of that, and started out in coaching at Slippery Rock University, where I got my graduate degree, and started on the men's side, and the women's coach came over one day and said, hey, you want to start working full-time? And ended up on the women's side, and I was a head coach at Upper Iowa University, Brevard College in North Carolina, Northland College in Wisconsin, in northern Wisconsin, where I was the assistant athletic director. And one day the president called me into his office and said, I'd like you to be the athletic director.
Wow.
So you don't say no to the president.
No, you sure don't.
Yeah, and I knew I wanted to get into administration eventually. You just can't always predict when those things are going to happen. I consider myself a foot soldier, so I didn't know how I would take to administration, but I love it because I love all sports. I love being involved at the administrative level where we're solving challenges on campus, and so from Northland College, I was at Pratt Community College for a couple of years and worked for a great president, but I really wanted to get back to the four-year school, and this opportunity came up. A friend of mine called me and said, I know that you like to fly fish a little bit, and so what do you think of this? And listen, came up, had an interview, a great interview, and they offered me the job before I even got on the plane, or while I was getting on the plane the next day, and so it's exciting to be here.
Well, I mentioned with Ryan Norse when he was on just before you that you have a great chancellor in Beth Weatherby, and she's just a great person, and she supports athletics, and I know how important that is for an administrator. But
sure.
I know it's pretty early right now, but I'm sure you know a lot more than most people think you know about Montana Western because you do your homework. But what are the goals for you coming in as a new athletic director here in a real good Frontier Conference city?
Well, really that first priority for me is the student-athlete experience. And we want our student-athletes to have the best possible experience they can. We want them to grow as people. We want them to get their degree and move on and do great things. And, of course, we want to excel on the court and on the field and everywhere in between from a competitive standpoint. And so that really is a priority for me. We've got a great coaching staff. I just finished up individual meetings yesterday, and we've got people very committed to that student-athlete experience. And, like every other small school in the country, we have challenges, financial challenges. Here, I think it's a matter of looking at some of the things that we do a little bit differently, and maybe rearranging the way we approach some of what we do. So that's been something that has come, as I'm doing an assessment, come right up to the forefront of let's look at this and see how we can do the best again by our student athletes, our staff, and the institution.
Yeah, I know you have great coaches that you're going to have a chance to work with. I do got to ask you, what do you know about rodeo?
We had rodeo at Pratt Community College.
Oh, good. Well, that's good.
Now, rodeo didn't report to me, and I'm glad about that. Our rodeo coach at Pratt is a four-time world champion, and Rocky Patterson, and I always thought to myself, they could come in one day and find me tied up to a light post out here on campus if he didn't like what I've been a fan of rodeo for a long time. When NFR comes up, I'm always watching, and so I'm learning, and I couldn't learn from anybody better than Ole else here at Montana Western and the reputation of the rodeo program. So I'm learning. Yeah.
Well, and you're well dressed. You're a lot better dressed than I ever saw Durham when he was the AD here. So that's a good thing. You know, we both have red ties on tonight, so that's good. But Bill, I look forward to being around you and getting to know you a little bit. But welcome to the Frontier and to Dillon, Montana, and good luck with your new duties.
Bruce, I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bill
you.
Wilson, the athletic director at the University of Montana Western. The Bulldogs leading it by 4 at halftime on our First Interstate Bank halftime report. We're going to come back with more of our Wayland Tire SWX Game of the Week. Stay with us from Stroud Gymnasium in Dillon.
I chose to go to Montana Western to follow in my grandpa's footsteps.
I chose to continue my education here at Western because this is a family. We're a dog for dog.
I chose Western because of the block system.
I chose Montana Western because it's a great value, a great location, there's a ton of cool people.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
Hey man, got some chew?
No, man. This stuff's dangerous.
Hey, can I get a zip?
No way.
Why not?
Give me one good reason.
It's full of toxic chemicals.
It rots your teeth, and it causes cancer.
Prove it.
It says so right in the can.
But why do you do it?
So then why do you chew?
And welcome back to the Frontier Conference Wayland Tire Game of the Week. Fresh off a bucket there by the Montana Tech Ore Diggers. Here just underway here in the second half, 35-33 as you can see on the scoreboard. Western will have it. Western looks a little out of sync these first couple possessions here in the second half. Cooper sets it back up. Holmes now drives baseline and a up and under, but blocked there from behind. That's Potter with the excellent shot block for the Lady Ore Diggers.
So a nice defensive effort there in front of the Montana Western bench. And well, I really enjoyed both Ryan and Bill at halftime. Those two good guys. I think the future looks really bright for Montana Western.
Yeah, I think Bill Wilson's going to be a tremendous hire for not only Western but the Frontier Conference. He's a very experienced athletic director, and I think he's got a good vision for Montana Western.
I asked him what he knew about rodeo, and he said, we had rodeo at Pratt College, and he said, my coach was a 4-time world champion, so he's got a little experience.
He's got a little experience, so he's come to the right place for that, too. Tech, again, patient on the offensive end. That's Zard underneath to Potter. Potter shot up, rolls around the rim, no good. King pulls it down for the Bulldogs. 1-on-3, and she doesn't care because she's going right to the bucket, and she's going to draw the foul by Zard. King, just to give a quick update at halftime stats. Here, as we can see the replay. Good job using her body there, creating the contact, does King. And not much Zard can do there. You're in no man's land there on that penetration from King.
Yeah, the Opportunity Bank replay, and we thank our sponsorship from Opportunity Bank. But, King had a nice first half. Wow.
Yeah, 16 points in the first half, 6 of 9 from the floor, 3 for 4 from the line. Now has 18 after those 2 free throws, so keeping the Lady Bulldogs in front is Brianna King. Coverdale, not a lot of action there in the first half with those 2 quick fouls, so she's back out here for Montana Tech. Top side, Crawford feeds it inside to Zard, now into Potter, high-low action. She's going to be fouled on the shot. I think it's going to be on Britt Cooper, and it is. 2 shots for Potter on the Opportunity Bank scoreboard there. You can see Cooper didn't necessarily like that foul, but I think that's a good call there. On the arm there was Britt Cooper.
Crowds start continuing to fill up tonight on Mark Durham night here from the Stroud Gymnasium. You know, one thing, Phil, we haven't really talked about, there's just 2 weeks left in the Frontier Conference regular season. Then it's tournament time, and who knows?
Holy cow, it's a race to the finish, both in the women's and the men's for seeding. It's bunched up at the top. 2 for 2 is Potter there from the stripe. Yeah, and the Frontier women's, like you mentioned, Carroll 11-3, Rocky and Western both 10-4. That's a huge matchup, you know, of who's going to get the home playoff games in the semifinals. That's a key factor.
And I think Carroll and Montana Western have one more meeting next week.
They do, yep, at Helena, and Western plays Rocky as well. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting down the stretch. Tech with a chance to tie it here. Travel there. Crawford off the shot fake. Coverdale, Courtney Coverdale checking in for Montana Tech. Potter will sit. And we mentioned King. You know, we got a little bit of what she did in the first half. 6 of 9 from the floor, 1 for 2 from beyond the line, 3 for 4 from the stripe, 16 total points. 1 turnover's also. That's a key factor with King.
Yeah, she rebounds, she passes, she does just a little bit of, just watch her handle the ball right here.
And just a creative score there with a little up and under off the glass. Such a strong finisher at only 5'5". 39-35, a tight one here in the Strow. Inside, good pass there. That's Coverdale to Zard. And Zard finishes, and she'll have a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, and on the Opportunity Bank replay, you see this here, just a nice look inside. And you know, Zard's been pretty quiet. We talked about her in pregame, and then she didn't score much in that first half.
Yeah, only 3 rebounds, too. As you mentioned, she had 18 against Rocky last weekend, but only 3 first-half rebounds. And actually, those are her first points of the ball game. So, and misses the free throw for the three-point play opportunity. Quickly back, King. Dump down to Cooper. Cooper's up and under, no good. Rebound, Zard. As soon as we mentioned she's not doing much. Zard's got a rebound and 2 points the last 2 possessions. So she's going to be a factor down the stretch, no doubt about it.
We got the reverse jinx.
Yeah, right. Coverdale down the right-hand side, uncontested, no help defense there, backside for the Lady Bulldogs, and Coverdale scores easily. Ties it up.
You look back in those great Fairfield teams that they had, you mentioned that in the first half, and how would you like to have tried to game plan against Fairfield?
Yeah, you can't just focus on 1 or 2 or 3 people. You've got to focus on basically 5 or probably even more than 5, most of those squads he had. Tough shot there, knocks it down for the Bulldogs to regain their 2-point lead. Coverdale pulls up from 16, no good. Rebound, battle there, Lamy and Zard, and we're gonna have a loose ball foul on Zard. Second team foul, second on Zard. Darby Shy will check in for Britt Cooper. Cooper with 3 fouls there, so a little bit of angst there with 3 fouls, 6 minutes to go in the third period.
You know, a lot of time left, but you know, you look at a game like this and you say, well, every possession is crucial.
Absolutely. King again. First time we've seen King miss one of those running layups, I think. Rebound, Coverdale. Quickly down is the Orediggers. That shot in the corner, Landeck, no good. Loose ball is going to be out. It's going to be a Montana Western ball.
I think they'll give that to the Bulldogs. Lindsay Woolley looking at his notes right here in front of us. Lindsay Woolley and Carly Sandin, 2 outstanding young coaches in the Frontier Conference, have both done great jobs with their teams.
Yeah, it's so nice to see in this conference the coaches that are, like you said, young as far as coaches go, and how good their teams are doing. You mentioned these 2. You mentioned Wes Keller at Rocky. The list goes on and on of the talent that's coaching these squads in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, and you think about that Rocky team, Phil, the team that got in last year with the automatic berth. Well, one thing Wes Keller said as the first free throw up and good was, we're going to qualify on our own this year. And, you know, they're 20-4, and Wes Keller has done a remarkable job with that Rocky Mountain program. They're 10-4 in the league, have a win over Carroll and a win over Montana Western.
Yeah, the turnaround's been amazing. And Wes has to be the leading candidate for Frontier Coach of the Year on the women's side. That's going to be a tough vote, no doubt about it.
It will. You know, some really good coach. It's a good coaches league. Rochelle Sayers has done a great job at Carroll College as well.
Absolutely. 43-39, Bulldogs lead it by 4. Sparks, her shot up, no good. Rebound, King. King looks to push to Holmes and just a little bit outside. A little bit out of the reach of Paige Holmes.
I was always taught if you make a pass, even if you get it to them, if they can't do anything with it, even if they catch it, why make the pass?
Why make the pass, yep.
So that was maybe a little case of that. You know, even if she would have caught it, she was not really in any position to score.
No, it would have taken her underneath the rim anyway and had to pull it back out. You're absolutely right on that, Bruce. Coverdale Bulldogs 2-3 zone. It's a matchup, kind of an amoeba type zone. Coverdale shot no good. She's going to knock it out of bounds on the rebound. It's going to be Bulldog basketball. We're going to have a media timeout here with 4:46 to go in the half. On the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard, Bulldogs 43, Orediggers 39. We're back after the break.
I chose engineering because I've always liked tinkering, and engineering fits right in. You take a problem and come up with a solution and figure out how things work.
For me, choosing Montana Tech for my mechanical engineering degree was not only the right thing to do, but it was the best thing to do.
Mechanical is filled with great job opportunities and has so much potential growth.
Our students walk out with really high-paying jobs.
Tech has given me the opportunity to pursue what I want and get the education that I really needed.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the Eastern High Plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
Back. Welcome back to the Montana Tobacco Quit Line, the Wayland Tire game of the week on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. Western 43, Montana Tech 39. We will be having the Northwestern Energy Player of the Game, and we were talking about it at the break. We have a leading candidate so far, and also the Montana Chevy Dealer Play of the Game. So be thinking of that, Bruce, as we go along here the second half. Western will have it out of the break. King penetrates, kicks it right side shy. It's going to be a blocking foul on the baseline. The referee kind of blocked me there. I didn't see what happened, but thought maybe Darby was out of bounds, but we're going to have a block. And it's going to be on Shea Potter, her second. Fourth team foul on the Lady Orediggers.
Turnovers in this game, Phil. 8 for Montana Tech, and just 4 turnovers for Montana Western.
Wow. And playing the up-tempo pace that they play, that's tremendous.
And then they almost throw it out of bounds.
Yeah,
so there we go.
We've done that several times tonight so far, the announcer jinx. It's Mark Durham night here at the Stroud Gymnasium in Dillon, and Bruce and I have talked about him throughout the night, and we're going to continue because he deserves all the praise that he gets in his battle, and a battle that he's going to win. We're confident in that, absolutely. Wild shot there by King, picked up by the Orediggers, and they'll set it up here with 4 to go in the third period.
You know, this 4-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs is one of the bigger leads of the ball game. Nobody can pull away.
No, I was just thinking that a 4-point lead seems like a huge lead right now. Whistle on the perimeter, Savannah Bignell, her second. Third team foul on the Lady Bulldogs. Mesa Williams checking in for Montana Tech, as well as Sammy McGree. And Mesa and McGree both had nice first halves off the bench for the Lady Orediggers. Western 2-3 out of the sideline, out of bounds. Montana Tech, though, looks a little sloppy here on this possession. The 2-3 zones kind of got the Orediggers a little bit confused here in this possession so far.
You know, it's fun to watch these coaches in the chess match that they're playing. Changing defenses, you know, trying to run a little bit, maybe a little half-court pressure, full-court pressure.
Yeah, Coach Woolley has really changed up a lot here in this ball game.
There you saw Carly Sannon, formerly Carly Van Dyke, who played at Carroll College under Jim Gross, and then coached there for a number of very successful years. 5 straight trips as an assistant to the NAI National Women's Basketball Tournament. And Carly is, you know, she's kind of paid the price and done her due diligence, and she's done a great job at Montana Western, and last year got an upset in the first round of the Frontier Tournament.
Yeah, and she was, you mentioned, she was a tremendous player too. She's developing into a really, really good coach too. She's getting Montana Tech going in the right direction. But another one of those young coaches in the league we're so happy to have coaching in the Frontier Conference. Potter true on both of them. 2-point lead for Western, and turnover there. Bignell slips and loses the handle. McGree, that's the 5th turnovers all though for the Bulldogs, but McGree makes Bignell pay with the runner, knots it up at 43, and we're going to see Montana Tech with the full court pressure here the last couple possessions. First time we've seen that this ball game. They'll drop into a man-to-man, and Lamy takes her eyes off the pass, and just a gift to Coverdale, and just like that, 6 quick points, and the Lady Orediggers lead it 45-43.
Boy, that didn't take very long.
No, we talked about how well Western was handling the ball, and all of a sudden they've doubled their turnover almost here in the last 3 possessions. Bignell, top side, kicks it out to Sierra Bignell. Shot fake there, Savannah pulls up from 10 feet, no good. Shy, nope, Potter with the rebound for the Montana Tech. 2.5 to go here. McGree, she'll fire the 3 on the right side in transition, no good. Rebound, Bignell. Potter's going to be called for the reach in.
You know, Phil, we talk a lot about this every week when we do these games, points off turnovers. And the key is not just getting the steal and getting the turnover, it's what you do with it once you get it. And there we saw Montana Tech with 3 turnovers on Montana Western, and they converted all 3 of them into baskets. And that's huge when you can do that.
Especially in a 4-point, you know, it's been we've talked about it. A big lead is 4 points in this ball game, and you can swing it by 6 points in a matter of a minute or less. That's a huge Uncle Mo switch. First one up, good. Sierra Bignell. Second one, back iron, gets the shooter's touch.
Is that where you call it, where you say swish?
Yeah.
Swish.
Bricks, the brick swish.
That's right.
Yeah.
Some other games around the Frontier tomorrow night. Rocky Mountain College will be on the road to battle the University of Providence, and Carroll College will be in Havre to battle Chris Mowat and Sean Hughes up there in beautiful, balmy Havre.
Yeah, maybe it'll only be 40 below there tomorrow. Coverdale being guarded heavily on the right-hand side. King's going to be out of bounds after she knocks it away from Coverdale, I believe.
You know what's cool about going to Havre is the atmosphere in that in the Armory Gymnasium. And Christian Oberquell, the athletic director, does such a fabulous job with Mowat and Hughes, and the crowd comes in and they really support their team. So when you go up there, you better be ready to play, or they're going to be all over you.
Absolutely. Potter, nice step back jump shot. The Armory might be the loudest gymnasium in the NAI in the country.
It used to be the darkest and the loudest. Now they've done a great job with the floor and the new seats.
Right.
Yeah, it's been good. And the ball's going to be thrown out of bounds. Referee kind of dodged it a little bit, so that's good. Pretty good quickness on that referee's part.
Yeah, and that's 4 turnovers here in the last couple minutes for Western. They've doubled their turnover output here in a short amount of time. On a 9-2 run here is Montana Tech to end this 3rd period so far. Again, being very patient is the Orediggers here on the offensive set. Western back in their traditional man-to-man. McGree fires it up right-hand side. She's going to be fouled by Bignell. Kind of a late whistle there on the call, but Bignell's going to pick up her 3rd. That's going to send Sammy McGree to the line. Sammy, Butte product, local girl staying home. Good foul shooter, no surprise, 83% on the year. Knocks down the first.
And you think maybe free throws are going to have something to say about this one in the long run?
Absolutely. McGree's in and out on the second one. Sammy McGree with 9 points off the bench so far, so having a nice ball game. Approaching a minute to go here. A good one brewing in the Digger Dog Cup. 48-45 on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. King looks to penetrate. She's going to be fouled on the drive. That's the Diggers over the limit, so Brianna King will go to the line to shoot 2. Again, we've mentioned it more than once tonight. 82% foul shooter on the season.
Now, if you're Lindsay Woolley, do you say, just take over the game?
Yep. I
want the ball in your hands.
You know what even great coaches say, what makes a great coach? Great players. And Brianna King is certainly that. 6 for 7 from the line tonight. Lamy back in, and Welch for the Bulldogs. Cooper back in as well.
You know, I heard a long time ago, and I think somebody mentioned it to me last week during an interview, that it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Timmies and the Joes.
Yep.
You can be a great coach, but you got to have great players.
You got to have great players, absolutely. 2 for 2, King. 22 points now for Brianna on the night. 48-47, 2-3 zone. Western switching it up dang near every possession here in this third quarter defensively. Lamy looks to push and wild throw, but King comes up with the loose ball, kicks it out. Welch kind of delays on the shot, and that's usually not a good sign when you kind of unsure on the first time around and then fire it anyway. It's your percentages aren't very high on that situation.
It wasn't smooth. That would have been a big basket for Montana Western, trailing by 1.
Tech has an opportunity for a 2 for 1 here, but it looks like they're going to run the shot clock down like they traditionally do in the half-court set. Williams has the mismatch with King and the smaller King on her, and a nice jump hook there for Mesa Williams. That's going to give her 6 points off the bench. Western will play for the final shot here in the third period. And it's going to be King, no surprise. Gets the bump, but no foul called. We've played 3 in the Stroud on the Montana Tobacco quit line scoreboard. Montana Tech 50, Montana Western 47. We're back for fourth quarter action right after this.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Whalen Tire. We know tires.
From the 2 trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy. The Chevy. The Chevy. That was obvious.
Get a total value of over $9,600 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together.
Together.
Together, we can deliver a brighter future.
And we're back here for the fourth quarter. The Whalen Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week. Montana Tech, Montana Western. Tech leads it by 3. Out of the break, Paige Holmes with a nice reverse layup drive to start this fourth quarter.
And there's no question, Phil, that was set up by Lindsay Woolley during the break.
Yep, absolutely. Nice set play out of the third quarter set. Williams from the corner, her 3 up, no good. King. You can hear Coach Woolley right beside us here saying attack to Brianna in transition, but nice job by Coverdale shutting down the drive.
Well, I think it's key early in this fourth quarter that one of the 2 teams take control, and if you do that, you're going to be in great shape.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth seesaw battle this entire game. Cooper with the tip in, no good. Second tip in, up, good. Just wanted to pad her rebound stats there, I guess, Britt Cooper.
Yeah, that's what the heck. You miss it, get your own rebound, and put it back in.
Yep, get some offensive rebounds.
Second chance points for Cooper.
Quick 4-point start here for the Lady Bulldogs, and Coverdale with a wild, I'm not sure if that was a shot or pass on that one. And I don't know if you can hear Coach Woolley, but each time he's saying push it every time down in transition. King checked out there. Coverdale, she's going to go to the basket. She's going to score easily off the right-hand side. Boy, she's got to be one of the best penetrators in the nation.
That's 6 in a row for Montana Western to take that a 1-point lead.
Timeout by Coach Sannon and the Montana Tech Lady Order. Like you said, we're a minute and a half into the fourth, and Bulldogs on a 6-0 run to start her out. 30-second timeout by Coach Sannon.
3-point lead. Excuse me, I can't add up. I can't count.
That was a quick out of the gates here for Montana Tech. You know, this time let's thank our network affiliates for today's game, since we're keeping it here in this 30-second timeout. SWX here in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima. Thanks for all you joining us, and I hope you're enjoying the game as much as we are. This is a great Digger Dog battle here, and you can see Sparky's Garage up there. Join us for some high-octane fun. Sparky's Garage in Dillon. Outstanding menu featuring famous barbecue burgers, salads, along with homemade scratch soups and sauces. Enjoy a Montana microbrew, a glass of wine, or a signature cocktail, all while relaxing among an incredible collection of classic car memorabilia. Sparky's Garage in Dillon, right down the street here from the arena, about a 1 block away. You can go between games. That's my beautiful bride and daughter there sitting behind us with the Durham Strong t-shirts on here with Mark Durham night in Stroud Gymnasium.
And we'll have a chance to talk a little bit more at halftime and in between games as well, Phil, about Mark Durham. And I always call him our little buddy. He's just one of a kind.
And Brianna King again with the penetration, this time off the left-hand baseline.
That's 8 straight for Montana Western.
In under 2 minutes to open this fourth quarter, excuse me. Well, Bill Foley had a great article this week in ButteSports.com about Coach Durham, and he said Mark's turned his last name into a 2-syllable word, Durham, and anybody that knows Mark knows that he likes to call himself Durham. And but credit Coach Bill Foley with a tremendous article about Mark.
Yeah, nice. I like the way Foley writes, and I like their publication. It's real informative.
Absolutely. Coverdale ends the 8-0 run there for the Lady Ore Diggers with the 3. And Montana Tech gets the rebound and has a chance to tie it or take the lead here. Coverdale's going to pull up 18-footer in and out, no good. Zard's going to track down the rebound. She finds a cutting McGree, and she knots it up. And just like that, Montana Tech answers back with 5 of their own.
And Zard, a factor there. She got the offensive rebound.
Yeah, 6 rebounds now for Zard here in this ballgame. Holmes now to Welch. Lamy, reigning Frontier Conference Player of the Week is Sierra Lamy, but tonight she's not done much at all. Only 2 points here in this ballgame. 0 for 6 from the floor. Montana Tech with a chance to take the lead here with 7 to go in the ballgame. Western back into man-to-man. Kind of a sagging man this time down. Zard inside working on Cooper. Cooper does a nice job holding her ground, but Zard gets the offensive rebound and put back. Strong move there by Zard.
Yeah, just a youngster. He's got a bright future ahead.
Yeah, sophomore out of Forsyth, Montana. Forsyth.
She's a doggy.
Yep. Switching everything is Montana Tech on those ball screens up the top of the key. Left-hand hook there by Cooper, and not a good shot if you're a Western Bulldog fan. So an 8-0 run by the Bulldogs to start the quarter, answered back from 7 for Montana Tech. Again, good patience. McGree penetrating, fires up a shot, no good. Holmes with the rebound. Holmes looks to push. She's going to kick it back. Welch almost fires the 3 in secondary transition, but a nice pass inside to Cooper. And Cooper finishes on the reverse, ties it up at 57.
Every possession, take care of the basketball, get a good shot.
Sparks, kick out. Coverdale in the short corner, knocks it in. That's an underrated shot right there. That's such a tough shot, that 10-foot short corner shot. Almost a lost art in basketball.
I think it's the toughest shot in basketball.
Yep.
From the baseline, 10, 12 feet out, it's difficult.
Coverdale makes it look easy on that one. King, drive and kick. Now Lamy, top side, 3-pointer, in and out, no good. Cooper with the putback.
Phil, we've seen on both ends of the court this quarter that offensive rebounds and putbacks are really going to get the team over the hump.
Yeah, both teams almost look a little bit tired. I think the media timeout, oh, we got a 30-second timeout here by the Bulldogs. We'll be back after the break.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together.
Together.
Together, we can deliver a brighter future.
The Sundowner Motel, right in the heart of Dillon, is your friendly, locally owned and operated motel. Nothing too fancy, just clean rooms with comfortable beds, free Wi-Fi, HBO, and an affordable price. Start your day off with our continental breakfast as you head out to see all the sights around Dillon. Oh, and it's right next to the Mexican bus. We're pet friendly with ample car and truck parking. The Sundowner Motel, call us at 406-683-2375. Down home hospitality.
Well, here we go. 5 minutes to go in the Stroud in the Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week. And we're knotted up at 59 apiece on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. Every possession, we've talked about it all throughout the game, every possession is going to be key in this ball game.
And Montana Western with a 12-9 advantage in this fourth quarter. Both teams really have turned it up on the defensive pressure, and they're both shooting the ball really well this quarter.
Yeah, this has been a well-played ball game. Not a lot of turnovers, 11 for Tech, 7 for Western. Three-pointer Landeck up good out of the timeout. So the patience pays off on the offensive end there for Montana Tech.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 players on that Montana Tech team that can burn you with that three-pointer. And when they start knocking them down like that, that's how they win basketball games.
Yeah, they have a tremendous, tremendous shooting club. Like you said, there's not just one. Montana Tech's picked up the defensive intensity here on this possession as well. King pulls up from 10. You can see it each time Montana Western gets in trouble on the offensive end. They look to Brianna King, and more times than not, she delivers.
That was a difficult shot, the running one-hander. She's made a number of those this game.
That gives her 28. 16 field goal attempts is all to get those 28. Three-pointer there, that's Peoples, no good. Rebound, Cooper. Cooper looks to push. She's going to take it all the way herself. She's going to finish. Britt Cooper having a nice second half here. That gives Cooper now 16 to match with 9 rebounds for Britt. Quietly having 16 points is Britt Cooper. 63-62. Now Cooper has a double-double there. That's her 10th rebound off the missed shot there from Landeck.
I watched Cooper play in the Rocky Holiday Tournament, and she had tremendous games, both games.
Boy, for being 5'10" is all, she is an excellent rebounder. Western very patient on this possession. King, she'll fire it from the top of the key, no good. Back iron, gets her own rebound. Penetrate, kicks to Bignell. Savannah Bignell's three up, no good. Zard pulls down the miss.
Boy, a couple chances there to really have a run there for Montana Western.
Yeah, 2 good looks there for the Bulldogs. Sparks, right side now penetrates. She's a lefty, so that's her shot. Going across the key, it's going to be a block on Savannah Bignell, and I think that's going to be 4 on Savannah. And we'll send Sparks to the line. As you can see here on the Opportunity Bank replay. Tough call there. That's one of those bang-bang block charge calls.
Special hello in the Butte area tonight to the Blackheaders and the Morels and Matt Steppen and my friend Joe and Therese McClafferty, all watching on SWX.
Sparks, 72% foul shooter. True on both, so she gives the Lady Orediggers the 1-point lead.
Well, back and forth, Phil, and there's still a lot of time left in this one.
Oh boy, yep. First time we're going to see a 1-3-1 zone here for the Orediggers. So Coach Sannon switching it up. Interesting look. Good ball movement by the Lady Bulldogs. King penetrates, now kicks it. Sierra Lamey's 3 from the top of the key, no good. Rebound, Potter.
Well, they're getting some good looks.
They are getting looks.
Not knocking them down right now, and Montana Tech's made some big threes.
Sierra Lamy struggling mightily tonight after coming off the Frontier Player of the Week performance last week. Coverdale thinks about the three. Now McGree. Good job, help defense there by Cooper, shutting down McGree, and McGree wisely backs it out. Sparks, good penetration, gives King a little bit of her own medicine there off the left-hand side.
Well, a great drive to the basket, used the backboard, and gets the Lady Ore Diggers a 3-point lead.
1:40 to go here in the ball game. Coverdale, heavy pressure on King here on the perimeter. Shot fake there by Lamy. Lamy penetrates up, good. Left-hand shot.
King's got that great ability to drive to the basket and know where everybody's at and get them the basketball.
Oh, absolutely.
Just amazing.
She's an underrated passer, no doubt about it. Good ball movement, Montana Tech. Sparks, foot on the line, give her two, but excellent possession there by Montana Tech. Approaching a minute to go here. Montana Tech staying in this 1-3-1 zone down the stretch. Going to be an over-the-top foul. That's the first team foul on Tech in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, see, Montana Tech now has got three more to give.
Yep.
They can, you know, with the time left on the clock, they can, if they're really smart, they can use those fouls to not allow Montana Western to get good shots.
Yeah, they can really extend this possession. If, you know, let them Western work it around and then foul them on purpose. You know, make them start over again. Third personal on Coverdale. King will get it top side. Boy, Tech has really kicked up the defensive intensity the last few possessions. Jump hook by Coop, no good. Rebound there by Zard. And Montana Tech really has the Bulldogs on the ropes now with 33 to go.
Don't
Coverdale.
really have to shoot it quick. They're a nice defensive effort.
Bulldogs going to make the Ore Diggers earn it on this possession. King tracks down the air ball and misses it in transition off the left-hand side. And now with only having one team foul, Western's in a lot of trouble here with, like you said, with Montana Tech. They have a lot of fouls to give. Well, so does Western, and they have to give them quickly here with 6.9 to go.
Yeah, we're going to have to find a player of the game and a play of the game. And, you know, we've talked about a number of players that have had outstanding efforts. Zard's really picked it up in the second half for Montana Tech. But, you know, Phil, I go back early in the game when Coverdale came off the bench and made those a couple quick baskets.
Yep.
I think she really set the tone for this game.
Yeah, she had 5 quick points right off the bench, and that was a key turning point. Western looked like they might get control of the game, and Coverdale hit those 2 big shots. Yeah, if Montana Tech holds on to win this ball game, she has to be 14 points, 6 for 10 from the floor, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc, is Courtney Coverdale. You know, I look at the play of the game, maybe being Western went on an 8-0 run to start the fourth quarter to make it 55-50. And I can't remember who hit the 3, but that 3 to cut it back to 2 was a huge momentum and started a 7-point swing the other direction for Montana Tech. You know, that was a huge momentum shift. Looked like Western could run away and hide here to start that fourth quarter, and Tech answered back very nicely from beyond the arc.
You know, I did 3 SWX games last week. And one of them, Carol and Rocky. Rocky led by 6 with 48 seconds to go. Carol made 2 big threes, put it into overtime, and won the game. And then I did the game the next night with Montana Tech and Rocky Mountain College. And Tech led most of the way in the second half. Rocky made a huge 3. Michaela Jones knocked one down, put it into overtime, and Rocky won. So I think there's still a ton of time left in this one.
The problem the Bulldogs face, like we mentioned, that's only going to be their 3rd team foul, but a half a second's going to go off at least each time here, you know, and now
unless you have a good timer.
That's true.
A home timer.
A home timer, yep. A really slow reaction time for the home timer.
You know, sometimes you want them to hurry up, and sometimes you want them to slow it down.
Yep.
And I think for the Montana Western fans, they want them right now to slow it down, and the Tech fans are saying, start that clock.
Start that clock. Yep, absolutely. So that's going to be number 4 on Brianna King. So Brianna's got to be careful. She doesn't want to be the one taking all the fouls here, but she's picked up 2 quick ones in the last second. She can't be the one that fouls here to get her her 5th.
Each team with 18 points in this quarter.
Yeah, it's been a tremendously well-played ball game, not only the 4th quarter, but the whole game. Both teams, Western shooting 38% from the field, and Montana Tech up at 46% from the floor. Western only 3 of 16 from beyond the arc, so struggling mightily from downtown.
Yeah, you know, I'm with you on that play of the game. That 3-pointer after the 8-0 run by Montana Western was huge. It just kind of stemmed the tide because Montana Western was off and running in that 4th quarter.
Yeah, it seemed like, you know, it could have been and Coverdale has to make 1 to make this a 2-possession game. She's a 60% foul shooter. First one off the back iron.
We had overtimes last week. Let's have a couple. Let's have another one.
Yeah, this could get real interesting here if Coverdale can't knock the second one down. And does. And Coach Woolley's going to take a timeout.
We're going to have a chance to talk with both Carly Sannon and Lindsay Woolley at halftime of our second game tonight on our First Interstate Bank halftime show. The men to follow, boy, that could be a fun one too. We're going to have a little bit of time to talk about that.
Oh, boy, yep.
Tell you what, Montana Tech with recent wins over Carroll College and Lewis Clark State, both teams nationally ranked. Adam Hyatt has done a tremendous job with that basketball team. They're in 7th place in the league, but once again, nobody wants to play him in the first round of the Frontier Tournament.
No, that's not a matchup you want to see, and I guess, quite frankly, I don't know if there's any matchup you want to see in the Frontier Conference. It's amazing, both men's and women's, top to bottom. Any team can beat anybody.
Well, I was listening last week to Montana Tech and Carroll, and Gary Turcotte, the color man for the men's games at Carroll College, he said, you know, you're watching this game and it's close, but Montana Tech is very physical defensively.
Yeah.
They got a lot to do with with things that are going on.
Absolutely. Coverdale tips the inbounds pass and steals it away. Courtney Coverdale makes another huge play and solidifies, most likely, our player of the game with that huge steal on the inbounds pass. Bignell just could not get it over the top of Coverdale. Her free throw up, back iron, no good. 4-point lead, so a 2-possession game here still for Montana Tech. Coverdale's second one is good. 5-point lead. Baseball pass and stolen by guess who? Coverdale. So that definitely solidifies the player of the game and a huge, huge win for Tech, which moves Western to 10-5 on the season in the Frontier Conference. 20-7 overall, moves Montana Tech to 4-11 on this Frontier Conference season, and 14-13 overall final season or total regular season game. So there you see it, Courtney Coverdale, our player of the game, 14 points. 6 for 10 from the floor, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. So Courtney off the bench, a huge factor in this ball game. And you know, if you can have whoever's going to win, there you see her.
Montana Chevy Dealer play of the game.
Yep, with the steal and
I think
finish.
that's Coverdale there.
That is Coverdale. It was tied up at 43, as you can see there in the background, and gives them the lead. But wow, that was a great ball game. We're going to try to have Mark Durham here after the break on a little phone interview, and we'll see how it works. And he's prepared to talk to us, so we're going to have to huddle in and talk with Mark for a couple minutes. So that should be fun and entertaining, as it always is, talking with Mark. But again, Montana Tech wins it 70-65. We'll be back after the break.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Whalen Tire to find the right VF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Whalen Tire. We know tires.
What it takes to win is just a total commitment.
It takes, obviously, a lot of preparation.
Focus is everything. It's a high-level game. Tobacco impedes on everything you do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
From the two trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy. The Chevy. The Chevy. That was obvious.
Get a total value of over $9,600 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you tell us how warm you are down there where we freeze our butts off up here? And in beautiful Montana with all the great snow and...
Mark, can you hear me?
So, I can barely hear you now.
Yeah, the senior night's pretty loud here. The senior night's pretty loud on our background here, so we'll try to get you in between. Okay, it sounds like they can hear you in the truck, Mark.
Okay.
We have Mark Durham here.
I can hear you good when they're not talking.
Are we live? So we have Coach Mark Durham here with us. It's Mark Durham night here in the Stroud Gymnasium, and no better game to have Mark Durham night than Montana Tech and Montana Western, the Digger Dog Cup that you started many years ago with Coach Bauer, Mark, and talk a little bit about how things are going for you down there. We're all thinking of you up here, obviously, and you'd be amazed at the crowd here in the Stroud tonight.
Yeah, well, sorry about my voice. First of all, I got a veil with my throat, and it's affected my voice and it's affected my swallowing a little bit. But my spirit's good, attitude's good. I feel great, and I watch all the games online, so that's fun. And I'm doing good. The tough part is I'm still on an all-liquid diet. Haven't quite figured out how to get any food in me. It's been 2 weeks since my first surgery. I'm down about 20 pounds, so I'm a little scrawny right now, but I'll get that back soon enough. I got one more surgery coming up on March 2nd, hopefully. That would be it. I go in and take the other tonsil and get a little bit around that out, and if we can get all the cancer out of there, I might luck out and get home with no radiation and just a couple surgeries, and hopefully look back as a very positive thing. I stayed in Arizona just because, A, if you're not feeling good, the warm weather helps. I definitely don't want to get sick. You can't imagine having to hold and not be able to breathe through my nose, so it's been a little tough just because I'm away from everybody. But at the same time, it's really good for me because it takes me like an hour to get 200 calories in when you're just doing liquid. So, but everything's going good. Like I said, I'm feeling good, and the outlook is looking pretty positive. So at this point, I feel good about it.
Well, it's good to hear. We talk about it. Bruce and I have been talking about it all night, and everybody up here always talks about it. Mark Durham's the most positive person that we know on this planet, and as you're talking here, you reiterate our thoughts on that. Is you take every battle head on. This is the battle of all battles, and I know you're watching tonight, and you can probably see the picture collage that's on the broadcast here of all the pictures of you, not only coaching, but with your daughters, your two beloved things in this world, your daughters and your Bulldogs. So, what a wonderful tribute. I can see players and coaches as we've been during the girls' game from all over the state. The Anaconda basketball teams here, the boys, the Twin Bridges teams here to support you. You know, all these coaches are here. It's great it's on a Wednesday night because all these high school teams can come and show their support for you as well. And, you know, as you can see here on the TV, the ucaring.com set up there for Mark. Obviously, as we all know, this is a huge battle, and he needs all the help he can get, not only morally, but in other ways as well. And Stockman Bank has an account set up at all 37 locations. You can go contribute to Mark Durham. But yeah, Mark, we're pulling for you here, and Bruce wanted to talk to you, but he's got to hold his mic up to the speakerphone. We're on my cell phone here, but we're so privileged to have you on the air with us tonight. I'm sure you're seeing all the red Durham Strong shirts all over the gym. Everybody's got them on. Montana Tech's got Durham shirts, Strong shirts on, as you are well aware of. It's a great atmosphere that you helped start here in the Stroud Gymnasium.
Yeah, so most of what you said there, I hear my good buddy Ike in the background on the PA. He muffled a little bit of that, but yeah, very humbled. I love Western, as everybody knows, and looking at the gym and seeing everything going on, it's very humbling. And I have a lot of friends, obviously, in Dillon still, and the coaching fraternity is phenomenal. We'll support, and Dillon is as good as any place in the country as far as supporting people that need help. For the size of the town, you won't find a better place and a more supportive place anywhere in the country. So yeah, thank you very much for having me on, and I just want to thank everybody for the support. And like I said, it's very appreciated. And just know that I'm battling my butt off, and hopefully everything ends up good, like we think it will. And hopefully it's another good Digger Dog game tonight.
And again, thanks, Mark, for giving us the privilege of getting on and joining us here for a couple minutes. We're going to bring you a great second game here in the men's game, the second half of the Twin Bill and the Digger Dog Cup here, even though the Digger Dog Cup's no longer, but we still like to call it that. And yeah, we know your battle. We're here with you. We all love you. You know the whole state of Montana loves you, Coach Durham, and we all have your back. So beat this sucker and come back, and we can't wait for you to be back up here, and you're going to be a little cold when you come back, I have a feeling. Well, that was Mark Durham, and again, we appreciate Mark joining us. Again, the atmosphere is amazing, so just wanted to give everyone a chance to hear Mark speak for a little bit, even though it was a little bit difficult with senior night going on and the rowdy crowd here. But, you know, Bruce, you and I talked a lot about, you know, Mark's loved by everybody in this whole state, and pretty easy to see when you hear this crowd here tonight.
Well, you know, Phil, he's a one-of-a-kind guy. Everybody likes him. He's, you know, when he comes into a room, he becomes the life of the party. And as you said, everybody loves him, and everybody has him in their thoughts and prayers. I know we do, and I talked to Mark quite a few times, and he keeps us going with his texts. And I'm going to be down in Arizona shortly, and I'll be able to see him down there. But he's just a good man, and it's a tough battle. And he needs everybody to be thinking about him and praying for him to get him through this thing. And he's a fighter, and he's played in the Frontier. He's coached in the Frontier. He's had great success. You know, you as a young football coach, and as you said, it's not like anybody's going to get rich being an assistant football coach in the Frontier. And Mark used to take you guys to dinner and say, "Hey, I'm going to help you out." And that's just the kind of person he is. I've known him since, I'll call him a little shaver, when Mick was at Montana State and when I started working for the Bobcats, and Mark was still at Three Forks High School. And he's always just been a good guy and fun to be around, and I know he'll beat this.
Oh, absolutely. Like you mentioned, when he walks in the room always is brighter when he's there than when he's not. So that's a tribute to how great of a person he is, and a tribute to him. You look around the Stroud and hear the Stroud, if you can hear us at all on this broadcast. But so just finished senior night here between the men's and the women's game. Again, Montana Tech comes off a 70-65 win on the Montana Tobacco Quitline scoreboard in the women's game. We're going to have a break here. We'll take you some bull riding action between we still have 20 minutes to go. The warm-up clock for the men's game hasn't started yet, but we're going to have a little intermission with some bull riding, and Bruce and I will be back to bring you the Frontier Conference Game of the Week, the Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week, Montana Tech men's versus the Western Bulldog men's, and that should be another beauty. We'll be back after the break.
The Wayland Tire Game of the Week, brought to you by Opportunity Bank, Northwestern Energy, Montana Chevy Dealers, the Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, and First Interstate Bank.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty...
And welcome back to Dillon, Montana in the Stroud Gymnasium on Mark Durham night here in Dillon. Hi everybody, welcome to the Wayland Tire SWX College Basketball Game of the Week. I'm Bruce Parker along with Phil Willett from Stroud Gymnasium in Frontier Conference action. In the women's game tonight, Montana Tech upsetting number 15 Montana Western 70-65, and we should have another great one here with the two men's teams battling things out with our Wayland Tire Game of the Week. And Phil Willett, it was a lot of fun, the women's game. These teams have met on two different occasions. This is the third game. Montana Western has won them both, but the last one was pretty close up in Butte.
Yeah, up in Butte, it was a back and forth battle. You can see here the Frontier Conference, tight like the women's is. Carroll and Western up top at 10-4. Montana Tech down there at 3-11, but just like we talked about in the women's game, nobody wants to play Montana Tech right now. As we've mentioned in the break, Tech has beat Carroll, they've beat LC, they've taken Western to the wire, they've taken Rocky to the wire, so they're right up there. And again, it's a 7 matchup that you don't want to go up with. And you can see the keys of the game there. Montana Tech, Dom Robinson and Brandon Jones, they're the key for the Bulldogs. Tech has to stop them. They have to play at their pace. They got to slow it down. Western's the leading scoring team in the conference at 90+ a game. And Tech's got to make shots against the zone. Coach Keller's played a lot of 2-3 zone this year, and Tech's got to make them pay. Montana Western, they got to get Tech in the running game. Get Dom Robinson out in the open floor. Western's bench is shortened since the injury to Riley King. They're playing 6, maybe 7 guys, so foul trouble can be a key. And that's, we talked about it in the break. Montana Tech's a physical team, so they can get teams in foul coverage.
Yeah, they will get after you physically, and we are going to take a break and come back with our starting lineup. So stay with us. Our Wayland Tire SWX College Basketball Game of the Week. We'll be back in Dillon at Stroud Gymnasium right after this.
We're going to take a quick break.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.
A little bit, so.
And welcome back here to the Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week. Montana Tech Ordigers taking on the hometown Montana Western Bulldogs. Bulldogs coming in tied for the Frontier Conference lead at 10-4, 20-5 overall. Ranked number 10 in the country this week. Montana Tech comes in 3-11 in conference play. 11 and 14 in overall. You can see the lineups here. Number 5, that's Dylan Panabaker, sophomore out of Shoto. Iman Chapman, number 24, junior out of Chula Vista, California. Chris O'Neill, senior out of Pleasanton, California. Jake Miles from Utah, and Carson Doomer, a Helena Capital product. Tip goes the Bulldogs' way, and here we go in the Digger Dog Cup. Bulldogs will have first possession here. Man-to-man defense for Montana Tech. Darko Kelly slips going down in the penetration and stolen there by the Orediggers.
First turnover on Montana Western. Darko Kelly's a guy, Phil, that has really just been a shining star for Steve Keller this season out of Missoula, and he is an outstanding player.
Oh boy, since the injury to Riley King, he's jumped into the starting role and is real, like you mentioned, he's really blossomed. Three-pointer there, no good by Orediggers. That's Miles, picked up by Kidgel.
Had a chance to watch Montana Tech last week down in Billings against Rocky, and O'Neill and Miles both played very well, shot the ball extremely well.
Brandon Jones misses the easy one inside, gets his own rebound, but knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Bulldog ball underneath their own hoop. Minute into the ball game, nobody's scored here so far. One possession each.
You know, I expect this to be a very physical basketball game tonight. That's how Montana Tech plays great defense. Watch them work on D.
Yeah, and Dom Robinson, unguardable shot there, a step back three. Nothing Chris O'Neill can do with that one.
You know, Dom Robinson is unbelievable. I watched a game this year where he had 39 against Rocky.
Yeah,
and he was unstoppable. I think he was sitting on the floor and he made one.
And they list him at 5'8", and that's got to be with his basketball shoes on. Nice interior passing there. That's Doomer finishes on the left side.
You know, he's I think one of the top players in the Frontier, obviously preseason MVP, but him and Ryan Imhoff are both outstanding players.
Yeah, absolutely. Kidgel with a tough finish on the right-hand side. And Cooper Kidgel's a very underrated player for the Bulldogs, coming in averaging 13 points a ball game, and you don't hear much press about him, but a solid player. Shot there, that's Doomer, no good from the short corner. Rebound Jones.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch his dad play in high school at Billings Senior, Carson Kidgel. They look alike. It is scary.
The carbon copy, huh? Kidgel, far corner three, no good. Rebound O'Neill, and I think we're going to have an undercut foul there by Marcus Payne.
Now, last week down in Billings, O'Neill got off to a slow start, and Rocky got that lead, and Billy Drykosen's squad. And then O'Neill caught fire in the second half and got Montana Tech back in the game. He's just one of those streaky shooters that can really score quickly.
Yeah, he's a 35% three-point shooter on the year, the leading scorer for the Orediggers, and like you said, he can make them in bunches. But they're putting a definite working on Doomer here to start this ball game. O'Neill with a nice step-through move, but can't finish. Rebound, Darko Kelly.
Sounds like the Montana Western football team down there, getting things going, getting crazy early.
Yeah, it's going to be loud in here tonight in the Stroud, that's for sure. Combine the Digger Dog Cup with Mark Dermnight, and it's an electric atmosphere. Great shot there. I believe that was Miles on the fadeaway. Tough shot there on the right side.
You know, I know it was a little tough to hear Mark, and he's talking pretty quietly after the surgery, but it sure was good to have him on the phone.
Absolutely, and positive attitude like he always has. Brandon Jones going to get fouled on the shot attempt. You can see here on the Opportunity Bank replay. Good job of using his body there, creating the contact, Brandon Jones.
Now look at the crowd in here in the Stroud Gymnasium on a Wednesday night.
And Brandon Jones, the one part of his game that he struggles, he's a 48% foul shooter.
You look good
You look good on that one, you're right.
Try to get the Montana Western starters on the screen for you.
Second one, Jones looked good on both of them.
See, there you go, the reverse jinx
yep,
there, that
absolutely.
was good.
7-4 early here on the Montana quit line scoreboard. Bulldogs lead it. Bulldogs staying in that 2-3 zone. They play it almost exclusively this year so far. start calling Steve Keller Jim Boeheim if he sticks with this 2-3 for very much longer.
He's got the Mark Durham red shirt on tonight.
Yeah. Kidgel likes that shot there at the top of the key, not off the mark that time, but Payne with the rebound. Kidgel can't finish. Payne going up strong, and Payne will finish. We'll let the crowd settle a little bit here.
How about Marcus Payne, a guy that they received the starting lineups for the Bulldogs?
Zacchaeus Darko Kelly, you mentioned him, underrated. He's really blossomed in the starting role. Brandon Jones, big force inside, very strong athletic player. Dom Robinson, you mentioned it, preseason player of the year, the battles between him and Imhoff, who's going to get the final preseason player of the year. Marcus Payne and Cooper Kidgel rounds out the lineup.
You know, Marcus Payne out of Park County High School in Livingston, went to Montana Tech first, then transferred down here to Montana Western.
Boy, the improvement Marcus has made since he's been under Coach Keller's tutelage is amazing, where he's come, the strides he's come through these last 4 years. Shot way off the mark there by Miles. Rebound, Darko Kelly. And Bulldogs look to push like they always do. Kidgel in transition, no good. Rebound, Panabaker. Strong rebound there by Dylan Panabaker.
Out of Choteau, Montana, one of the great teams at Choteau High School.
Yeah, two of them, Panabaker's teammates, are on Western's bench here for Coach Keller. Achenbach and lost the other one, Derek DeRocher. Yeah, 3 players playing in the Frontier. That tells you why they went 52-0.
All from the same high school team. That's a tribute to that program.
Wow, yep. Amazing 2-year run. Deep 3 by Dom Robinson, no good. On the rebound, I think Panabaker's going to be called, and he is. Darko Kelly got the inside position. Off the ball.
Adam Hyatt not really particularly happy with that one, and we're going to see a 30-second timeout by, I believe, Montana Tech.
Yeah, I think Coach Hyatt. We're gonna keep it right here, and we're gonna Sparky's Garage Restaurant, just down the street here from the Stroud. Make your way to Sparky's for a high octane experience. Outstanding menu, famous barbecue, burgers, salads, all made from scratch. Soups and sauces. Enjoy a Montana microbrew, a glass of wine, or a signature cocktail, all while relaxing in an incredible collection of classic car memorabilia. It's Sparky's Garage, right here in Dillon, Montana. And we had
I had a burger tonight.
We had a little Sparky's burger before the game. Excellent cheeseburger there at Sparky's.
Oh, it was
Garage.
good. Every time I come to Dillon, I have to go to Sparky's.
Boy, with the new renovation, it's a really nice place. Darko Kelly will get the inbounds. 15 minutes to go here in the first half. Kelly pull-up shot, 18-footer, no good. O'Neal with the rebound, and now he'll pull it back out. I was going to say he looks to push, but that's just not Tech's ball game. They're going to make this a half-court game.
Now we're getting up and down the floor. Both teams a little bit tight offensively.
Panabaker gets it inside the zone, but stripped away there by Darko Kelly. Back to Robinson. Robinson, finds a trailing Payne, and Payne dribbles it off his toe. Coach Keller, I don't know if you can hear him through the mics, but he's telling Dom Robinson, attack and finish on that. Even though you're 5'8", Dom's a good finisher. O'Neal, again, we'll see a lot of Tech being very patient against this zone. Taylor England checks in for the Orediggers, as does number 30, that's Darius Collins, and he misses the free throw shot. Jones looks to penetrate. He can't finish at the rim. On the rebound, it's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow favors the Orediggers.
So we've got up and down the floor a couple times, Phil, and I think the women's game started off really strong tonight. That one won by Montana Tech 70-65, I think was the final.
Yep.
Tough loss for Lindsay Woolley's squad. We'll have Lindsay Woolley and Carly Sannon on at the First Interstate Bank halftime show tonight.
I have a feeling one of those interviews is going to be more chipper than the other.
Yeah, and you get to do them both, so
yeah.
Good luck to you.
Western staying in that 2-3 zone. Coach Keller's, like we mentioned, he's run almost exclusively this year. John Chapman in for the Orediggers. He fires it across the key, or across the lane. That's Iman Chapman. So we have Chapman and Chapman. That was Chapman with
Sounds like a law firm.
Yeah, Chapman and Chapman. 9-7, Western leads it. been a little bit of a ragged start on both sides here. Kind of has that rivalry game feel. Pass tipped out of bounds by Collins. I think we're going to have our first media timeout of the ball game. 13:37 to go here on the Montana Tobacco Quitline scoreboard. Bulldogs lead it 9-7 over the visiting Orediggers. We'll be back after the break.
What it takes to win is just a total commitment.
It takes obviously a lot of preparation.
Focus is everything. It's a high-level game. Tobacco impedes on everything you do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
A small steel fabrication plant popped up in the heart of Montana. Over time, they built a reputation as solid as their steel. But growing a business requires flexibility. They needed a bank like First Interstate, able to make quick decisions to help grow their workforce and build a strong foundation. Today, their steel supports more than just buildings. It supports communities throughout the region. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
Welcome back to Stroud Gymnasium, Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week. Bulldogs, Orediggers, and it's starting out as a battle we thought we might see, a nip and tuck, physical, hard-nosed basketball game here in the Stroud.
Yeah, you better have come ready to play tonight or you'll get beaten up and bruised.
Oh boy, Mark Durham night here at the Stroud Gymnasium. Cooper Kidgel penetrates. He's going to be fouled on the drive, and it looks like he's going to get a shot for a couple free throws. And I think they announced the 50-50. Did he say $4,900 to the winner?
I think they said $3,900 or $4,900.
Wow,
That's
great.
amazing.
Awesome. That tells you all you need to know about Mark Durham. You can raise $5 grand at a Frontier Conference 50-50 deal. That's pretty amazing.
On a Wednesday night.
On a Wednesday night, absolutely. Kidgel, 1 for 2 from the stripe.
You know, I'm going to get a chance, Phil, to see Mark here in the next couple weeks down in Arizona, and just keep him in your prayers.
Absolutely.
He needs everybody's help.
The power of prayers can do wonders. 2-3 zone again. Tech very patient. England in the near corner. Working around the top. It's going to be a hand check there, I think. Troy Scott just checking into the ball game. Dylan Product, and he's going to get his first personal second team foul.
And you know, you talk of prayers as we take a look at.
Yeah, the SWX broadcast. This is great. Going to 500,000 households across the Northwest. It's awesome for the Frontier to get all this exposure and well-deserved exposure.
I was going to say, talking about the thoughts and prayers with the folks at Broward County in Florida today from the tragic events that took place at that high school and with their 17 fatalities and just a lot of people in the hospital. So our thoughts and prayers are with the people down at Broward County as well.
Absolutely. We're hearing way too much of that going around anymore, it seems like, of stuff like that happening.
Just tragic. But we got a great one here tonight. Everybody's fired up and ready to go.
Dom Robinson penetration, he'll kick it back out. Bulldogs get it off the missed shot there, out of bounds, and Scott goes right to the bucket, no good, but gets his own rebound sitting on the ground to Darko Kelly. He can't finish. Bulldogs have a lid on the basket here. Both teams have a lid on the basket here. Both teams shooting under 30% to start this basketball game. Tech right at an even 30%, Western at 27% to start this game.
We'll wait and see what they call here.
We have a dispute, and we're going to see if I think he was inside the circle. We'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, the Opportunity Bank replay. There you see Darko Kelly taking it right to the hole. He got the hoop and the harm, so he'll shoot one to try to get that three-point play. And
yeah, as you can see there on the replay, that official's got it right. Both feet were on the circle there, so that's an automatic block call.
You know, it's kind of fun tonight to sit close to the Montana Western bench and Steve Keller. He's done such a remarkable job. Just went into Rockies Hall of Fame last year. He's a Montana High School Association Hall of Famer. He, he's been to the national tournament I don't know how many times, but I was lucky to be at Carroll when we hired Steve to be an assistant for Gary Turcotte. And 2 of those teams that Steve helped with went to the Elite 8 and the Final 4 in the NAIA. So Steve Keller, this man can coach.
Oh boy, how many state titles did he win as a high school coach? Unbelievable. No good on the free throw attempt there by Darko Kelly. Western gets the rebound and Brandon Jones finishes it. Adam Hyatt's seen enough. He's gonna call a timeout. It's a full timeout, 12:09 to go here in the Stroud Gymnasium. 14-7 is the score on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. We'll be back after the break.
Equinox. It offers rear seat reminder, built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi, Apple CarPlay compatibility, and Team Driver technology. It's crazy. Now to get all these features, you'd need all 6 of those crossovers.
That's insane.
Yep, and you still wouldn't get everything that's in this Equinox.
6 cars in one.
Get 0% financing for 60 months or $2,250 total cash allowance on this Equinox LT when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Whalen Tire. We know tires.
And we're back. Whalen Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week. Would have been, if we would have kept it here during the break, you would have seen Frontier Conference Person of the Year out. Wally's everywhere. Wally felt getting the Western crowd up and cheering and sending a video to Mark Durham to show him the support here, so pretty amazing. Wally does it all. You see him at every event.
Does a great job as the information director for the Frontier, and handles the website, and it's going to be away from the ball by Greg Morstein, the call, and the turnover will give it back to Montana Western.
Legal screen there, Taylor England trying to set a screen on the zone, at the top of the zone to free up the O'Neill shooting the ball, but
he's become a pretty strong player in the Frontier out of Helena High School.
Yeah, he's only going to get bigger. He's got a big frame, and he's going to put some muscle on, there's no doubt about it. Darko Kelly underneath, good feed there from Brandon Jones.
You know, one thing that Montana Western is doing right now is they're getting to the hoop. They're getting the ball inside. They haven't made all the shots, but if those start falling, and I'll tell you what Montana Tech doesn't want, they don't want the Montana Western crowd to get into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Tech is a very good shooting team, and that's number 12 there in the far corner. Nick Fitz, true freshman out of Nampa, Idaho. And the rumor around is when he gets it going, he can light it up. He's coming off the bench this year, but I guess he just set up a bunch of scoring records at Idaho. He gets the steal there and quickly back. Ordigers, that's going to be O'Neill in the far corner. O'Neill a little long on that first shot attempt, rebound Scott. And Helliger, excellent in transition there with the left hand. Froze the defender on the drive.
But they get up and down the floor so quickly, and if you don't get back and get your defense set, you're going to get beat and burned.
Yeah, Western averages over 93 points a contest, so they know how to put the ball in the hoop. There's Fitz. We talked about him a minute ago. He can really shoot it.
He looks like he just got to the high school dance.
Yeah,
he's a young-looking guy, but man, can he shoot it.
They list him at 5'8". I'm not real sure about that. Might be the only time Dob Robinson's taller than his defender.
We say a lot about Steve Keller and Adam Hyatt, a former great coach at Westminster College in Salt Lake City, and had great teams there, and he's going to get things going as you look at the Opportunity Bank replay. But Adam's going to get things going at Montana Tech, and I think so highly of their athletic department with Matt Steppen as their new athletic director, and guys like Chuck Morrell and Carly Sannon and all the people that they have. Even their golf program's been outstanding, and they've got things going in Ordigger country in Butte, Montana, and. We've talked a little bit, Phil, about how difficult the Frontier Conference is. Great people, And there you take a look at Steve Keller's record. Look at that. That's amazing. His career at Montana Western.
In the midst of his 11th season, and you see the record there, 224 and 121. And his Frontier Conference record equally is impressive. I looked at that earlier before the game. I think it's 106 and 60.
You know,
So-
he's in every Hall of Fame ever made. Is he in the baseball Hall of Fame yet? I don't know. I mean, I got the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll have to check those. But you know, I'm going to tell you, you know, and I'm going to get a chance to say this, but his son, Wes Keller, at Rocky Mountain College this year, is following in Dad's footsteps. He's doing a remarkable job with that program, and you know, between the two of them, they've won a lot of games this year. I think they're both at 20 wins on the season, and you know, like father, like son, Wes has done a remarkable job, and I wanted to make sure I said that tonight, and I think so highly of what Wes has done with that program. And they'll be at the national tournament March 14th through the 20th at the Rimrock Auto Arena in Billings, and that should be a great event for people in the state of Montana to come down and watch, because I believe there'll be at least 3, maybe 4 Frontier teams in there.
Yep, from both men's and women's, I think they're going to get a minimum of 3, if not 4. There you see it. The Frontier Conference Championships will be on. The championship games each night will be on SWX. It'll be at the higher seed, of course, so we don't know where it's going to be at, but Monday, March 5th, Tuesday, March 6th for both of those respective games. But yeah, we're going to be well represented at the national tournaments, both men's and women's. And you mentioned Wes Keller at Rocky. Well, Steve's youngest son, Josh, head coach at Twin Bridges High School for boys and girls.
Man, how about that? What's that, Josh? He's coaching 2 teams.
Yeah,
he's trying to outdo his brother and his dad.
And the girls are phenomenal this year, and the boys are equally. He's got a young team there, but they're going to be right there to go to the state tournament. You see there Adam Hyatt, his second season at Montana Tech, but you said he's got it going in the right direction. They've lost some really close games this year, and he's got a younger squad. So,
but he does have a win over Carroll College and a win over Lewis Clark State, both nationally ranked.
Absolutely.
And there you see Adam.
Yeah, and those two are a combined 42 and 10, so they're no slouches, absolutely. Well, he was a heck of a ball player at Westminster when he was playing with under Coach Tommy Connors. And
Tommy, of course, on Larry Kristowiak's staff at the University of Utah, and they've had a couple big upsets this year at Utah.
Yep. Troy Scott's going to pick up his second there on the illegal screen on the out-of-bounds play. 19-12, we're back to action here after the injury timeout there for Montana Tech. Taylor England went to the floor very hard, so hopefully he is okay. Very slow to get up. That hardwood floor does not have much give. There's Fitz again, and again knocks down another long shot. So he's quickly off the bench and hitting 3 deep ones. 8 quick points for Fitz. Robinson goes right at Fitz. And you got to think Dom Robinson's licking his chops if he can go against someone the same size as him.
You know, I'm not sure it matters to him.
No.
He might be 7 foot, and he's going to take it right at you. He's a remarkable player. You know, and Steve, that's one of Steve Keller's strengths. He finds them out there. He spends a lot of time out in Washington and you know, with that junior college league out there. But you know, Steve Keller's got a great knack of going out and finding great players.
Well, and he finds players that aren't necessarily getting their chance at the junior college level, but sees the ability. Helliger drives in, has it stripped away, picked up there by Darko Kelly. Troy Scott inside to Payne, and we have another injured Ordigger on the floor. And I'm not sure, I didn't see what happened on that one, but that one is Jake Miles, I believe.
They're dropping like flies out there. I mean, it's very, very physical, Phil. And you know, we'll take a look at the Opportunity Bank replay and see if we can see, you know, the contact underneath.
When the replay starts, he's already on the floor there.
And you hate to see that, anybody get hurt like that, and you hope that they'll be back in the game.
He certainly is not moving very much either, just like England. And Coach Adam Hyatt, you can see we couldn't see it on the TV, but he had his elbow up in the air to the officials, so he thinks, and maybe Miles took an inadvertent elbow there on the rebound.
Tomorrow night in Frontier play, Carroll College against MSU Northern up in Havre, 6 and 8. Those games, the women at 6, the men to follow at 8. And down in Great Falls, it's the University of Providence and Rocky Mountain College. Those games 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men. So make sure if you were watching tonight, you can get out and support these Frontier Conference players. It's a great league. And you know what? They're student athletes, as he gets a nice round of applause when he comes off. But these are student athletes to the nth degree at all these schools.
Absolutely. You can see there on the Opportunity Bank replay that when Helliger went up for the shot, his elbow inadvertently went under the chin of Jake Miles, so he literally took it on the chin, and hopefully he's all right. It looks like hopefully he's got all his teeth in there. He's swishing his tongue around inside his mouth. He might have a couple loose ones, it looks like. But 23-17, back to action here. Tech, cross-court pass across the zone. That's Chapman. Fires it up, no good on the rebound. That's going to be 42 Molesworth over the top, I believe.
You know, as a former athletic director, it's kind of hard for me to say that, retiring on Monday, but got to talk about academics in this league and what it takes to be a great student athlete, you know, and you know, I'm so proud to be able to work with these athletes and have been for, you know, my career at Carroll College and then over at Rocky and you know, the student athletes here at both these institutions, outstanding.
Oh, all the institutions in the league you get a quality education no matter where you go, and it seems like every day or every week you turn around, one of them's getting a national award for their academic prowess. Loose ball picked up, Payne. Dom Robinson fires a wild one on the drive, no good, rebound there, O'Neal. And this
you know, I think that's Steve's favorite saying.
Yeah.
When the referees come by, how is that not a foul?
Not a foul, yeah. That won't be the last time you hear that tonight from him on the air. O'Neal, step back three, no good. Boy, both teams struggling mighty from the floor. Western 25% shooting so far in the ballgame. Tech has got it going a little bit as of late. They've hit a couple threes. They're up to 41% now, but still trail by 6. Turnovers 5 apiece here in the first half. Free throw line, Bulldogs 4 of 9 is all from the line, and Montana Tech yet to get to the charity stripe. Jones, hard, strong move off the right-hand side, up good. He's so strong there on the block, it's just tough to defend. He just uses his body and leans in and forces his way to the bucket.
Well, and you know, that's where he needs to be. He needs to be down low, and he'll get a chance to shoot some more free throws. And not a great free throw shooter, but already 2 for 2 tonight from the line.
Chapman, three-pointer, in and out, no good. Darko Kelly with the rebound stolen by Molesworth, and they'll set, new set here. Here's Fitz. Robinson quickly out on him. Acknowledges that he's made the 3 deep ones here to start this game. Nice pull-up jump shot there. That's O'Neal. And Chris O'Neal is quietly an all-conference type player that just does not get a lot of recognition.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that he's a first-team all-conference guy.
Robinson, tough runner in the lane. It's amazing at 5'8" he can finish like he does inside the key time and time again.
And another first-team all-conference guy right there.
I think that one's a unanimous one for sure. Him and Imhoff are going to be unanimous. Fitz, he'll fire again and again hits.
Unbelievable. He's keeping him in the game.
He's 4 for 4, 3 for 3 from downtown. Gives him 11 here, half of their points off the bench. Robinson, wild shot there, no good. And a traveling there by Fitz. Adam Hyatt is irate on his end. 6:02 to go. We got a timeout by the Bulldogs. It's a 30-second here on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. Bulldogs 27, Orediggers 22. We're back after the break.
You do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's. If you got $5, you could fill up on a gas station burrito that tastes like diesel and sadness. Or you can choose a real meal with 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's.
Here we go, back at the Stroud, off the timeout. Montana Tech short corner jumper there. That's Molesworth with the 15-foot jumper. We got back a little bit late, but we apologize. 27-24 now the score. Darko Kelly fires a 3 from the left wing, knocks it in, and it's going to be a 4-point play opportunity. Chris O'Neill is going to be on the foul. And I think that's 2, maybe, thought that was 2 on O'Neill, but they say his first.
Yeah, they got to keep O'Neill in the basketball game. Great shot there by Darko Kelly. This is a guy that has come out of nowhere. I mean, he was an outstanding high school basketball player, but
he's grown 5 inches since high school. Boy. That's the amazing thing. And you could see it at the end of last year. He really came on down the stretch and really gotten his opportunity this year. And it doesn't help to go from 6'2" to 6'7" either.
I mean, do you think that Steve Keller looked into his crystal ball and saw that he was going to grow 5 inches?
Well, his wingspan is, I mean, he plays like he's 6'10", those long arms. As you can see him just poking it away on the steal there. And then gets it stolen away on the other end. And we heard that. How's that not a foul again?
We maybe should start keeping tabs on that one.
That's number 2 so far in the last couple minutes.
Somebody needs to help him out here, get the ball, and it looks like Cooper Kidgel.
Yeah, it's so loud in here, can't even hear yourself think behind us. You combine the Bulldog crowd with the Youth Challenge. The Youth Challenge is one of the better home court advantage loud crowd you can possibly have. Great give and go there, Kidgel with the finish. And Adam Hyatt wants another timeout. Boy, the way these two coaches are going through timeouts, we might not have any here left in the second half, but we're going to keep it right here with 4.5 to go. Get through some sponsors here and recognize all those that make this possible. Wayland Tire Game of the Week is brought to you by Opportunity Bank, Montana Chevy Dealers, the Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Northwestern Energy, and First Interstate Bank. We'd also like to welcome our network affiliates for tonight's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima. We're happy to have you enjoying the game with us. We're hoping you're enjoying it as much as we are. It's been a tremendous game. And coming up on the First Interstate halftime report, we're going to get a chance to speak with Montana Tech women's coach, Carly Sannon, fresh off a huge victory in this rivalry game, as well as UM Western women's head basketball coach Lindsay Woolley. It's all coming up on the First Interstate Bank halftime report. So, like we mentioned, that's going to be one pleasant interview and one maybe not so pleasant interview. But yeah, Coach Woolley, that's a tough one to swallow for him, trying to win a Frontier Conference regular season title.
Yeah, he had won 9 in a row. He's got that team playing very, very well, and you know, he's changed the face of women's basketball at Montana Western. He's just done a remarkable job. Former great player from the Missoula area in high school, and was a great college player. Lindsay Woolley, an up-and-comer. Absolutely, he's done a tremendous job here. And Tech will have it out of the timeout. Bulldogs man-to-man. It's going to be out of bounds off Kidgel with the block. Kidgel wanted a jump ball there, but I think that was probably the right call. I think Cooper maybe got away with a little bit of an arm on that drive, but good set play out of the timeout, but credit Bulldogs defense there. O'Neill will inbounds it underneath his own bucket. Bulldogs are going to be man-to-man out of bounds play. Miles, good to see him back in the ball game after taking that shot on the couple possessions ago. He's back, so that's good news for Montana Tech fans. Jones with the rebound. He'll walk it across the timeline. Back to Dom Robinson. Tech staying man-to-man exclusively here in this first half. That one's going to be off Jones.
poked away there by Collins, but I think it went off Jones's foot. It's going to be the 8th turnover on the Bulldogs. Both teams with 8 turnovers here. We talked about how clean the women's game was in the first half. The men's game's been a little bit sloppy here so far.
Yeah, Montana Tech 10 out of 23 from the field. Montana Western right at 50%, 13 out of 26.
Again, Tech methodical in the half-court set. We're going to have a foul on Marcus Payne. It's going to be a block here right in front of us. Good call there by the official.
Yeah, it's just a tough call. You know, they got their feet kind of tied up, and you got to call a foul on that. And it's Marcus Payne was playing pretty good defense and just got caught up.
Troy Scott, Warren Helliger in for the Bulldogs. Payne and Kidgel will sit. So in for the Diggers, we have O'Neill, Miles, Goldseth, Collins, and is that 21? That's Doomer. Bulldogs have Darko, Kelly, Robinson, Jones, Scott, and Helliger.
Yeah, Doomer's been real quiet here, the former Helena Capital star.
And he goes up and he's going to get the foul there. Jones had good position, then he comes down. If we see the replay there, he had the straight up position, and then once you do that arm swinging down, it's going to be a foul every time. And here we'll see it on the Opportunity Bank replay. Yeah, Jones just comes down, puts the arms down, easy call. Doomer's first one up, no good. Doomer is 77% foul shooter on the season. 1 of 2. 33-25 with 3:15 to go on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. Both teams playing man. Tech's played it exclusively. Western the last couple possessions. Helliger, 3 from the corner. Actually, call it 2. Long 2 from the far corner. First double-digit lead we've seen here in the ball game for the Bulldogs. We haven't seen Fitz for a while after the explosion there coming off the bench.
Yeah, I think they're locking him down a little bit. They don't want him to get open to shoot the basketball.
Goldseth. Bulldogs switching everything on the screens here in this man-to-man defense. O'Neill pulls up from the free throw line, and now we see a Bulldog coming up holding that's Troy Scott holding his mouth.
You know, I just think before this one's over, O'Neill's going to have a lot to say about this basketball game, Phil. He's so talented offensively, he can shoot him right back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That shot there gives him 4 on the night. Jones drives. Foul's going to be called on the floor.
Yeah, no question that was before the whistle.
That's going to be Doomer. 10th team foul for Tech. So Jones at the line for 2, 48% foul shooter.
Now, his last 2, he shot him. He looked really good shooting free throws.
Yeah, that one looked good too, just in and out. You know, that went all the way, did everything but go all the way through. That's only the first on Doomer. He's going to come out. Molesworth's going to check in.
Adam Hyatt coaching him up.
And that's what happens when you're 48% foul shooter. When they should go in, they don't.
You make the first 2 and you miss the second 2.
Yep.
That's pretty close to 50%, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Seems to be a trend. Miles, shot fake. Bulldogs back in the zone. Nope, take that back. Switching man-to-man defense. Helliger pokes it away, but out of bounds. It'll stay Montana Tech ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 1:51 in the game clock here in the first half. O'Neill will inbounds it on the far sideline. Goldseth will come get it. Goldseth, Butte High product. Butte Central product, junior. Deep 3 by O'Neill off the mark. Rebound Scott. Up against the shot clock there was O'Neill. Robinson, he'll bark out the signal. Get a screen from Jones. Now go around O'Neill, misses the shot. Comes up, gets up slowly, does Dom Robinson, and O'Neill has numbers but decides to kick it out Miles. Now to Collins. Collins with the pass fake. Great fake there by Jarius Collins. Gets Robinson off the floor and steps up and knocks down the 15-footer.
A lost art in basketball, the ball fake.
Yep.
You know, if you can use it and you can do a good job with that ball fake, you're going to get good shots.
2 lost arts there, the ball fake and the mid-range jump shot.
We talked about that first game.
Yeah.
I still believe that's the toughest shot in basketball, the baseline jumper from about 10 or 12 feet.
We don't practice it anymore. Jones with a nice drive on the left-hand side, an 8-point lead for Western. Under a minute to go here in the first half.
You know, there's too many of these athletes, not in this game, but, you know, in high schools and growing up in grade schools, they all think they need to be on the other side of that arc. They all need to shoot the three-pointer.
Yep, that's all they practice. Goldseth, extra pass, good extra pass. Collins, three, in and out. Can't knock the execution there.
Oh boy, they look good on that offensive set there and got a great shot.
Yep, excellent extra pass there, Goldseth to Collins. We're going to see the first zone defense for the Ore Diggers here in this first half on this last possession. Jones is going to, nope, passes up. Helliger's going to fire the last shot, no good. Off the side of the backboard, or off the side to the side there. So that'll do it for the first half here in the Stroud Gymnasium on the Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week. You can see it right there, Bulldogs 37, Ore Diggers 29. We're back after the break.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Woo! Or you can get a real meal with a Charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's. If you got $5, you could fill up on a gas station burrito that tastes like diesel and sadness. Or you can choose a real meal with 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's.
And welcome back to the Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Games of the Week. Halftime here, the men's game, as you can see it there, the Bulldogs lead it 37-29 in the halftime. We had the first of the twin bill, the ladies' game. Montana Tech comes out with a 70-65 victory. And I have Coach Carly Sannon here with me. And Coach Sannon, first of all, great victory for the Lady Ore Diggers. We talked about it a little bit in the break. Every game is so tough in the Frontier Conference. This one no different. How did you guys pull it out down the stretch?
You know, last weekend we lost a close game in overtime at Rocky. And down the stretch there, you know, we had the lead and we had an over and back with 22 seconds, and we turned it over in the last 30 seconds twice. And we really talked about, you know, every game's going to be close, and coming down the stretch, you can't make mistakes. And in one of our timeouts tonight, we talked about, okay, this is what we learned from last week. Now it's our time. We got to take care of the ball, and then when we get the chance, we got to make our free throws. And we did that tonight. You know, we went and met our passes. We got the ball in bounds. Didn't have any turnovers, and then, you know, Courtney and Kaylin both hit a free throw to seal the game for us tonight. So big win for us on the road. You know, they're ranked number 15th in the country, and to be able to come here and get a win is huge for us.
Well, absolutely, and you know, you mentioned they're ranked 15th in the nation. They're also on we're on a 9-game win streak, so they kind of had it rolling there. Coach Woolley had them going, you know, after a slow start to the conference season. And you mentioned Courtney Coverdale. She was huge off the bench tonight. She was the player of the game. We gave her the player of the game, 14 big points off the bench, and she was the spark plug when Montana Western took the lead 55-50 to start the, you know, they went on an 8-0 run to start the fourth quarter. She hits a huge 3 to make it 55-53 and started your own 7-point run the other direction. So she came in not only in the first half and hit huge shots, but down the stretch she was big.
She was big, and you know, she's capable of going You know, she has the three-point record at Montana Tech for threes in the game. She hit 9 last year against Rocky, so she's capable of really shooting the ball. But, you know, something that she's really worked on since she's been at Tech is getting to the basket in her middle game, and those came up huge for us tonight. You know, we actually called a three-point play for her to come off a flare. She got the ball and got all the way to the rim, so she's doing a lot of good things for us, and it's huge to have her coming off the bench and scoring that, and Sammy McGree gave us points off the bench tonight as well.
I was just going to mention, you know, especially the first half, the bench was huge for you. You know, Kaylin Coverdale got in a little bit of foul trouble there, and Sammy McGree and sister Courtney came in and played a whale of a first half. McGree was huge as well with, I think she had 9 points in the first half and just did a tremendous job.
She did. She shot the ball well. She got some free throws. I think that kind of got her confidence up, and then, you know, she hit a three. She got to the rim, and that was, you know, really big for us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us, Montana Tech, what's the schedule down the stretch? You know, we're in the home stretch here.
We have 3 games left. So we head to LC State. We play them on Saturday. Western plays them on Friday, and then we play them on Saturday. And then we end the Frontier Conference season at home. We have Northern and University of Providence at home.
Okay.
So looking forward to the last 3 games, and then it's tournament time.
Absolutely, and we all know in the Frontier Conference, anything can happen in the Frontier tourney because honestly, from top to bottom, there's no doubt this is the best conference in the nation, and anybody can beat anybody on any given night. So we wish you luck down the stretch in the tournament, and you know, hopefully this is a start for the Lady Orediggers in getting on a good roll here to end the season.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks. That was Coach Carly Sannon with me here at halftime, and congratulations to the Montana Tech Lady Orediggers on a great win, and we'll be back after the break.
Big Red! Go! Big Red! I chose to go to Montana Western to follow in my grandpa's footsteps.
I chose to continue my education here at Western because it's a family. We're dog for dog.
I chose Western because of the block system.
I chose Montana Western because it's a great value, a great location, there's a ton of cool people.
What it takes to win is just a total commitment.
It takes, obviously, a lot of preparation.
Focus is everything. It's a high-level game. Tobacco impedes on everything you do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
A small steel fabrication plant popped up in the heart of Montana. Over time, they built a reputation as solid as their steel. But growing a business requires flexibility. They needed a bank like First Interstate, able to make quick decisions to help grow their workforce and build a strong foundation. Today, their steel supports more than just buildings. It supports communities throughout the region. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
And welcome back to the Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Games of the Week. We're at halftime of the men's game. You can see there the University of Montana Western Bulldogs up at halftime, 37-29. We just had Coach Carly Sannon of the Lady Orediggers. Up next, Coach Lindsay Woolley for the Lady Bulldogs. And Coach, we talked about it before the game a little bit. That we knew this is, it's a rivalry game. You can throw the records out the window. Those don't matter in any game, but especially in these rivalry games, and a lot of emotion. And we knew it would be a tough, hard-fought game, and it was back and forth the entire game. It seemed like a 4 to 6 point lead was a huge lead, and it was a game of runs down the stretch. And tell us what happened there in the fourth quarter with, you went on an 8-0 run, and Tech answered right back on you.
Yeah, I would get up 5 or 6 or whatever it was. Carly called timeout, and they came in. I think they got an and one. We just had a breakdown and didn't rotate, and then we were soft under the rim. And I think Zara got an and one, and then I think they scored 6 straight and took the lead. But we just couldn't. We didn't guard them. We had a hard time guarding them. They got to the paint at will. They did a nice job moving it and getting open shots and knocking them down. And I don't know that we, obviously we shot it not very well. I think we're 4 for whatever from 3. And bottom line is if we're going to shoot 18% from 3-point line, it's going to be hard to win.
Yeah. Everybody knows Brianna King's the key for you, and she had a tremendous. I mean, she was tremendous tonight. I think she ended up with 28 points and only on 15 or 16 shots, so very efficient. But the role players that you need to have step up, and like you said, 3 for 16 or whatever from the three-point line, you're not going to win many ball games doing that. And you know, it was there was a lid on the basket all night from the perimeter, and you know, if you have to credit Tech too, they played tremendously on defense. You know, their bench was very strong, the Coverdale and McGree, but you know, like you said, you got to shoot it in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, I mean, if you shoot it like that, especially at home, it's going to be hard. You know, and they played well. They've been playing well. I mean, I think their last 2 or 3 games, they're probably playing their best basketball, and you know, that's credit to Carly to keeping her kids hanging in there. And like I said, I think her bench had 40 plus tonight.
Yeah.
Which anytime you get that kind of contribution from your bench, that's huge.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, they should have beat Rocky Mountain College last Saturday. It sounded like they had them beat. Rocky hit a 3 at the buzzer to put into overtime. So, and that was in Billings. So that was, you know, they've gone on the road twice now in a row and been tough. And you know, we talked about it all throughout the broadcast. The Frontier, top to bottom, is the best conference in the country. We're very confident in saying that. And any night, you know, you got to bring your A game any night, as you well know, obviously. And we're looking here at the stats. That moves you guys to 10-5 on the conference season, 20-7 overall, which, you know, we're just looking at the 10-5. Right now it's a 3rd place spot, and, you know, that looks, you have three more games all on the road. Tell us a little bit about the upcoming three final games.
Well, it's 3 really difficult road games. It's, you know, obviously winning in Lewiston is hard to do. We haven't won there. I don't believe our program's won there since 2004 or 5. It's been a long time, and they just play with a lot of energy there, and they get good crowds. And obviously, it's a long trip, and but that's the way the schedule goes. So yep. we'll go there. We'll leave tomorrow. Try to practice on the way and try to get ready for them, and then obviously next week. I don't know what the order is. I just know we play Carroll and Rocky on Thursday and Saturday, and we'll figure that out when we get there. Yep. But it's, you know, it's going to be 3 physical, hard-fought games against teams that are bigger than us. So, you know, I think we'll shoot a little better. I know our kids will rebound, and, you know, they'll be ready to go tomorrow, and they'll be geared up for LC on Friday.
And sometimes, you know, the old coaching adage, you play a little better on the road maybe because you're a little looser. There's whatever you want to call it. There's nothing to lose or whatever any of those cliches are. But the good news is, you know, you still pretty much control your destiny. You play Carroll, you play Rocky. You know, if you can knock all 3 of these on the road, if you go 13-5, I would say the odds of at least getting a share of the Frontier Conference title are very, very real.
Yeah, well, you obviously need some help. I mean, Carroll's playing really good basketball, and they got 4 games left. So, I mean, I so can't even look forward to past Friday right now. But you know, we'll just take them one at a time, and when it's all said and done, we'll see where we're at, and then we'll get ready to play somebody for a 4th time in the playoffs.
Yep, and and like you said, it's a 4th time, and hopefully you get to play a couple more teams 4 times. And, you know, and we assume you're going to get a bid into Billings at the national tournament, and I think that's a foregone conclusion right now of, you know, it's, you know, the season's still in front of you. And, you know, it's a tough loss tonight, but all your goals are still out there, and, you know, the 9-game win streak is pretty something to be darn proud of, and this is a very tough league, and to win 9 games in a row is quite an accomplishment. So congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
Tough one tonight, you know, but Friday's next.
Friday's a new day.
Yep, that's right.
They tell me the sun will come up tomorrow, so I guess we'll see.
I think that's probably going to be true. Yep, absolutely. Well, thanks, Coach Woolley, for being on. I appreciate it. That's Coach Lindsay Woolley of the University of Montana Western Lady Bulldogs with me, and I appreciate him and Coach Carly Sannon from Montana Tech joining me here at halftime. We have about 2.5 minutes to go here in the halftime break. We'll be back after the break. Thanks.
I chose engineering because I've always liked tinkering, and engineering fits right in. You take a problem and come up with a solution and figure out how things work.
For me, choosing Montana Tech for my mechanical engineering degree was not only the right thing to do, but it was the best thing to do.
Mechanical is filled with great job opportunities and has so much potential growth.
Our students walk out with really high-paying jobs.
Tech has given me the opportunity to pursue what I want and get the education that I really needed.
From the two trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy. The Chevy. The Chevy. That was obvious.
Get a total value of over $9,600 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
And we're back here at the Stroud Gymnasium, halftime of the men's game on the Wayland Tire Frontier Conference Game of the Week. We'd like to thank both Coach Carly Sandin and Coach Lindsay Woolley there for joining us halftime. Quickly go over some first half statistics here for both squads. First for the Montana Tech Ore Diggers, 12 for 28 from the floor, 43%, 4 for 12 from beyond the arc were the Ore Diggers. 15 total rebounds in the first half for Montana Tech. Leading scorer for the Ore Diggers, Nick Fitz with 11 off the bench. 4 for 4 from the floor, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Rebounding wise, leading the way, Chris O'Neill from the guard position with 4 rebounds, also paired that with 4 points. For the Bulldogs, they're 15 of 30 from the floor, even 50%. 2 for 6 from beyond the arc. Only 5 for 12 from the charity stripe at 41%. 20 rebounds for the Bulldogs. Even scoring there in the first half. 3 players with 8 points apiece for Western. Darko Kelly, Brandon Jones, and Dom Robinson, all with 8 points apiece. 5 points for Kidgel and 4 apiece for Payne and Helliger. Well, here we go. We're underway here the second half. Bulldogs will have the first possession. And it's still rocking here in the Stroud Gymnasium. Wow. Darko Kelly's 3 up, no good. Rebound, Chapman. Standing, both the student athletes on the other side and the youth challenge all standing, and as you can tell, it's very loud in here.
Well, they're into it. It's been a good game, been a physical game. I talked to Steve Keller at halftime, and he said, you know, if they allow them to play physical like that, it's going to be a battle.
O'Neill, tough shot there. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Come out man-to-man that first possession. Robinson up the floor to Payne. Payne goes up, no good. He's fouled. Go to the line. That's Doomer with the personal.
And Phil, some sad news from around the Frontier Conference tonight. Frank Gilmore, former chancellor at Montana Tech, passed away today.
Oh, no.
So some sad news from the Tech campus and around the Frontier Conference.
Absolutely.
He was a tremendous supporter of athletics and did a great job, built some buildings at Montana Tech. So our prayers with the Gilmore family with the passing of former chancellor at Montana Tech, Frank Gilmore.
Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts out to the family. And yeah, Mr. Gilmore, wonderful person and great advocate for the Ore Diggers. 1 for 2 for Payne on that trip, 38-29 here, 9-point lead. Brandon Jones going to be called with a blocking foul. It's going to be the first team foul on the Bulldogs.
Thanks to Joe McClafferty for getting that information to me. You know, Joe is now the vice president for institutional advancement at Montana Tech, and Joe and I did our first game on Valentine's Day of 1999. We did some Montana Power work and had a great time working with Joe.
Yeah, Joe's done wonders at Montana Tech. The facilities are where they're at right now because of Joe McClafferty. The arena, the Hyper Complex, is one of the best in the conference and nation, and the football stadium is making leaps and bounds every single year. Something's new and improved there at Montana Tech's campus. Miles with a nice, tough fadeaway shot there for the Ore Diggers. Quickly back, Cooper Kidgel finishes it inside there. Bulldogs man-to-man the first couple possessions. Looks like we're going to see a little, we're going to stay man-to-man. Chapman top side to Miles. Like Miles had Kidgel beat there and just decided to pull up. Panabaker, we talked about him in the pregame a little bit. We've not seen anything from Dylan Panabaker. Hasn't even attempted a shot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think he's shot the basketball.
Doomer knocks down the 15-foot jumper from the elbow. Yeah, Panabaker has not attempted a shot. His only stat, he's got 1 assist and 1 rebound.
Now,
the
fact that Carson Doomer's a 5 player, he can step out and hit that 15-foot jumper like that could be crucial here in the second half.
Yeah, if they stay man, that pulls Payne away from the glass. And you got to guard him out there. Bulldogs have 3 guys in the same spot. Very uncharacteristic offense here by Western, being a little out of sync to start this half.
I told Coach Keller at halftime, I said, we're keeping track of how many times you say, how can that not be a foul? So he just smiled at me. He's such a good man. He is intense, though.
Oh, boy. Doomer thought about the 3 there at the top of the key, passed up on it. Nice 2-man game there between Doomer and Chapman. With the roll there, Doomer goes right to the front of the 10. Bulldogs look a little flat to start this second half.
This is where you need a Darko Kelly dunk or a Cooper Kidgel dunk or a Dom Robinson bomb.
And just a bad turnover there by Darko Kelly. And O'Neal does a great job drawing contact from Payne, and he'll go to the line for 2. Coach Keller's seen enough. You can see on the Opportunity Bank replay. O'Neal does a great job initiating the contact, drawing the foul. He'll go to the stripe. Coach Keller's going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout for Coach Keller. We'll keep it right here, give us an opportunity to thank some of the sponsors that pay the bills here for SWX. The Wayland Tire Game of the Week brought to you by Opportunity Bank, Montana Chevy Dealers, Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Northwestern Energy, and First Interstate Bank. We'd also like to welcome all our network affiliates for today's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Tri-Cities, and Yakima. Hopefully you're enjoying this game as much as we are. We talked about it before the game. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be almost like a football game out there, and it's definitely lived up to the billing.
There you see some of the fans on hand tonight here at the Stroud Gymnasium. They're getting it going.
Yeah, the Montana Youth Challenge here that resides on campus, and they get to come to a lot of the games, and boy, they are loud. They have a good time when they come to the games, and that's the rocking crowd. You can hear the cheers. That's the Youth Challenge getting after it, so give them a little escape from the daily grind of the academy. Out of the timeout, we're going to have Chris O'Neal at the stripe. He's going to shoot 2. O'Neal, no surprise, excellent foul shooter, just over 88% on the year. That was the 3rd personal on Payne, so that's something to be looking out for. I suspect O'Neal will not hit the rim on either one of these free throws.
Yeah, just really smooth from the line. And I'll tell you, though, that 3rd foul on Payne, that's got to concern Steve Keller. He doesn't have great size up front, and you take a guy like Payne out of the game, it changes the complexion of what you're going to try to do.
Yeah, they'd have to bring Troy Scott in, who's, he's a strong player, but he's given up 3 to 4 inches from what Marcus Payne can bring you. Tech staying in that tough man-to-man defense. Jones looking to drive on the left side. His shot up, no good. Rebound, Doomer. Chapman looks to push for the Orediggers. He'll kick it out, O'Neal. Chris backs it up. Now he's going to drive, and he's going to draw a foul on Brandon Jones this time. Hand check. Now that's 3 on Brandon Jones. So just like that, the Bulldogs see themselves in a little bit of foul trouble. Payne's going to sit. Warren Helliger in. Bulldogs will go small here. They're going to keep Brandon Jones in with 3, so that's an interesting move by Coach Keller.
Yeah, you not have a guy like Riley King, who's very strong and physical underneath, as Riley out for the year with the knee problem.
Yeah, and Riley was the glue of the team. He was the defensive stopper. He was the do-it-all type of guy and the leader He's an older player. The guys looked up to him. You could tell as you watch him on the court. Another bad turnover in transition by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're not getting shots. And, you know, when you come down court and you just turn it over without even having a shot, that's difficult.
Doomer jump hook, no good. Gets his own rebound, second shot, no good. Darko Kelly with the rebound. Darko Kelly in transition looks to push, and he tips his own miss in, and that's where Darko Kelly is dangerous. He's so long in transition and handles the ball so well.
And a quick jumper, Phil. He just, boy, he was down and back up quickly there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. Here's O'Neal. He'll kick it. Panabaker, again, yet to take a shot is Panabaker. I say that, and he drives a good drive, but can't finish. Jones with the rebound. He's going to be fouled. It's going to be on Doomer. So Doomer now has 3 as well. Troy Scott will check in, I believe, for Brandon Jones. So now the Bulldogs are going really small.
The way these teams shoot the basketball, 5 points one way or the other is not a lot. I don't think you can rest on either bench.
Nope. John Chapman in for Panabaker. So the Diggers have O'Neal, Molesworth, Chapman, Collins, and Miles. Bulldogs, Robinson, Scott, Helliger, Kidgel, Darko Kelly. Kidgel, wild shot, no good. Troy Scott with the rebound, and he'll be fouled on the putback.
It's kind of Kidgel's move.
It is,
taking that. He usually finishes that off.
Yeah, you see on the Opportunity Bank playboard replay there, good strong rebound by Scott and goes right back up with it. Yeah, Kidgel likes that spin move and the double clutch finish. It looks wild, but he is an excellent finisher, but that one was well off the mark. Scott, 1 for 2.
Former standout at Beaverhead County High School.
Yeah, local product staying home, and Troy's developing into a nice player. Really worked hard to become the player he has.
I'm excited with those Frontier Conference Championship games. We'll have a chance to be part of those broadcasts and with SWX.
Yeah, those are going to be 2 whale of a games, whoever's in them. And I wouldn't want to bet who's going to be in the championship on either side for men's or women.
I don't think there's any safe bets this year.
Nope. Somehow that shot didn't go in for the Ore Diggers, rebounded by the Bulldogs. Here comes Helliger. He's going to be called for the charge on the drive. Warren a little out of control there on the penetration. We're going to have the media timeout here. 13:30 to go in the ball game. On the Montana Tobacco quit line, you can see it 43-37. Bulldogs lead it. We'll be back.
From the 2 trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy. The Chevy. The Chevy. That was obvious.
Get a total value of over $9,600 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Woo! Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star meals, only at Hardee's. If you got $5, you could fill up on a gas station burrito that tastes like diesel and sadness. Or you can choose a real meal with 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star meals, only at Hardee's.
And we're back here at the Stroud Gymnasium. It says halftime there, but it's 13 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the ballgame. On the Montana Tobacco quit line scoreboard, Bulldogs 43, Diggers 37. And Bruce, we were talking about it during the break. You know, Bulldogs get up 8, 9, 10, but Montana Tech just battles back, gets it to 2 or 3, and we just can't figure out who's going to win this game. It's just been a little little mini surges of runs here.
And they've done that all year, Montana Tech has. They were down big to Carroll College, came back and beat them in Butte. And same thing against Lewis Clark State when they got a win over the nationally ranked Warriors. And so they are never out of a game because of the way they shoot the ball.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've said it numerous times, they have too many good shooters to be taken out of a game if they can get on a roll. Stolen there by the Bulldogs. That's Robinson. He's going to be fouled on the penetration. He's going to go to the line for 2. That's going to be on Collins. Actually, I guess they're going to call it on the floor before the shot.
Well, it sure looked like it was on the shot.
Boy, I thought it was too. I spoke too soon, which my wife says I do that all the time.
Yeah, what the heck? Why change now? Just keep it going.
Oh, good inbounds play there. Kidgel caught Miles napping on the backside and finishes at the rim. Good pass there from Robinson. No surprise, Dom Robinson leading the Frontier Conference in assists, so he knows where to put it. 8-point lead. Molesworth has it underneath, wide open, but can't handle it, so he has to kick it back out. Collins now set it. Chapman, he's top side. Molesworth, lob pass inside to Collins, has it blocked from behind. And I think it's going to be on Troy Scott. Shot to the head, it looks like. It seemed like a very late whistle. It seemed like the play was over. We'll see on the Opportunity Bank replay here. Well, good call.
Yeah, it was
even
a great
though it was
call.
late,
Yeah.
it was the right call. He hit him right on the top of the head.
And really, does the home crowd ever like a call
Nope.
against their team? Come
Half
on.
of them like it and half of them don't.
And how many referees have changed that call because the home crowd
Right.
doesn't like it?
Right, yep.
We have really good officials in this league. Special shout out to Mike Fisher. And Mike does a great job with the football officials. Tommy Roberts, the head of officials in volleyball. And, of course, my good friend Neil Peterson, the head of football officials. I just think being an official is a very tough job. They don't make very much money, and they take a lot of grief.
Oh, boy.
Plus, I'm not real big on the striped shirt either.
Three-pointer there from Darko Kelly. 48-39.
There's that 8-9 point lead again. And
Yeah.
Phil, they've gone away every time they've happened.
Yep. Tech's answered the bell every time it's been up to this point. Chapman with a nice driving down the left-hand side of the lane.
That was a nice job there by Chapman to get those 2 points.
And a good set there by the Orediggers. They don't get out of their stuff. They don't panic. They still continue to run their good half-court sets. Darko Kelly with the ball fake. He goes right to the rim. He's going to be fouled on the floor. And that's a tough matchup for Panabaker, trying to guard Darko Kelly that far from the basket. That's going to be 3 on Panabaker.
Yeah, with his quickness, he's got that good first step, and he can get by you really quick.
And he's so long, his stride, it takes him 2 steps from the three-point line to get right to the rim.
There must be something in the water in Dillon. He grew 5 inches since he got here.
Like you said, Coach Keller had his crystal ball, seeing that come out of him. He might be a young player because in the face, he sure still looks like he's in high school, and even though this is his 3rd year here. Kidgel with the penetration, he's going to get fouled. 2-shot opportunity here. Cooper is 72% foul shooter on the season. That's number 3 on Chapman. 6th team foul for Montana Tech. Kidgel, true on both. Fitz working on Helliger here. And Helliger, I'm betting Coach Keller said do not leave Fitz if you're Warren Helliger.
I really believe, Phil, that the difference in the league tournament this year could be the home court advantage.
Absolutely.
If you're playing at home, it's going to help you.
Yep. Helliger's going to draw a foul, and I think that's going to be 4 on Chapman. He's acting like it's on him. Nope, it's going to be on Doomer. Here's the Opportunity Bank replay. Helliger working on Doomer there. Yeah, it certainly wasn't on Chapman. His block was clean. They got Doomer with the body. Helliger He's an 81% foul shooter, but that one was very ugly.
Yeah, he didn't look real smooth on that shot. And he's usually a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, Bulldogs 9 for 19 from the line tonight. Tech 5 for 6.
Up 9, you think you make about half of those, you really have a lead now.
Well, yeah, and that's been kind of a bugaboo for the Bulldogs all year. They're a 67% foul shooting team. Not the greatest. You know, that's something you can make up a lot of points if you can just get it up into the 75% range.
Yeah, this might be the biggest lead of the ball game at 10 for Montana
10,
Western.
Yep. I think it's the second time they've been at 10. There's Fitz, foot on the line.
Just a long 2.
Just a long 2. He's now 5 for 5, 13 points. But he's got a quick trigger. He's going to be a handful for Frontier teams for the next 4 years, just a true freshman. Good pass by Kidgel, but Scott blocked from behind. That's England underneath. Nice lob pass over the top. Didn't that look like a wild pass, but it hit England right in the sweet spot. And, you know, we talked about it. Bulldogs got up 10. Now it's quickly back to 6 and an offensive foul on Helliger. Brandon Jones will be in for Scott. 10 minutes to go. We'll keep tabs on Jones with the 3 fouls, and we're going to see Payne. He's not going to get in before the break, but both the guys with 3 fouls coming back for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you know, you can get through 9 minutes without fouling out.
Yeah.
And they really need Payne underneath.
Yeah, both of these two are huge factors, Jones and Payne. Wow, Fitz a heat check there and nothing but nylon. And he lets the Bulldog student section know about it.
He hasn't missed all night.
No, I don't know if he's hit the rim yet.
He might. I mean, he's my leading candidate for our player of the game.
Right now, 16 points off the bench, 6 for 6. 9:34 to go, 51-48. Bulldogs lead it. We're back after the break.
Manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Whalen Tire. We know tires.
Hey, what's up? Wait, you vape? You're usually such a control freak. I'm addicted. I used to smoke and vape. The only thing in control is the nicotine. And you have asthma.
Yeah, but mine's just mild.
It doesn't matter. It can still trigger an attack.
I need to quit.
Quitting is the best way to keep your asthma under control. Help in the 406, my friend. It's good. It's getting better.
Terry and Weibo in their middle of their run, and we're back here at the Stroud Gymnasium. 9:34 to go here in the ballgame. We've got a good one brewing, and we've mentioned it over and over. Montana Western gets up 8-10. They had a 51-41 lead. Just like that, Tech's trimmed it back to 3.
Yeah, Steve Keller got after him. You know, you got a guard out here. You can't leave guys open, but some of those shots, he had people in his face.
Yeah, Nick Fitz, 6 for 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from beyond the arc, 16 points off the bench. And quickly out of bounds play, Brandon Jones goes baseline. He draws the foul. He's going to go up for 2. Again, we've talked about it over and over. 48% foul shooter on the season. He's 2 for 4 tonight.
Looked really good on his first 2, not so good on his second 2, and now that one looked pretty good.
That one looked pretty good. The key with Brandon Jones, he gets stiff-legged, and if he uses those legs and bends the knees, it seems like he's a pretty smooth foul shooter, but used them that time and swished it. I mean, I've noticed, I've watched a lot of their games, I've noticed when he stays, it's when he gets tired, he doesn't make them. 53-48, a good one brewing here, just like the ladies' game to start. O'Neal, a lot of dribbling around the perimeter, but then finds a wide open Panabaker who gets blocked from nowhere. Excellent help side defense there by Jones, swatting that Panabaker shot away. I think Panabaker thought he had a clean look at it.
Yeah, he kind of came out of nowhere to knock that away. If we could maybe see if we could see that on our Opportunity Bank replay. But great block, and Montana Tech had to come back on defense because here comes Montana Western, and they'll shoot a couple free throws.
Here we will see the Opportunity Bank replay. Yeah, I think Panabaker thought it was an easy putback and nothing doing. Darko Kelly, a good foul shooter, misses the front end of the 1-and-1. This is the pace that Montana Tech wants, though, a low-scoring game. And Western comes in averaging over 90 a game, and Tech's kept it at their level. Good drive. O'Neal finishes on the left side. Boy, he's just a complete offensive player, is Chris O'Neal.
Yeah, and like how we said a couple times tonight, he's going to have a factor before this game. He'll be a factor before it's over.
With that points, O'Neal now has 8 on the night. Fitz is going to be called on the hand check on Darko Kelly, and that's where Fitz is going to have to be. You know, he's a great shooter, obviously, but that's a tough matchup for him. He's giving up almost a foot, if not more.
Yeah, Darko Kelly at 6'7". Nice job on his first free throw.
And a long 6'7" with the wingspan, and I think Fitz is generously listed at 5'8". Darko Kelly, true on both. Little soft man-to-man pressure here from Helliger on O'Neal. Just make O'Neal work at it a little bit to get it across the timelines, all that pressure is. Fitz, wow, if that was a tough shot.
Now 7 for 7 from the field.
7 for 7. That one was a fadeaway going left from about 25 feet. Robinson tries to answer, in and out, no good. Fitz single-handedly keeping the Orediggers in with the long-range bombs. Fitz with a nice shot fake. What do you do when you get a hit 6 in a row, 7 in a row? You shot fake and go around.
You know, it's great to see these games as we look at the Opportunity Bank replay around the state of Montana into Washington, Idaho on SWX.
The 20th point there for Nick Fitz. Yet to miss any, whether it's a 2, a 3, or a free throw. Bulldogs are up 51-41. Now a 14-4 run here by the Orediggers to knot it up at 55. O'Neal's going to be called with a hold from away from the play.
Well, the 10-point lead sure went away quick.
Boy, it doesn't take long, does it? That three-point line is a huge differentiator. You can knock down that from deep. You can make up points in a hurry. O'Neal's second. Double bonus for the Bulldogs the rest of the way. Darko Kelly.
That's crucial, Phil. You know, there's going to be a lot of free throw shot in this one at the end.
Oh, boy. 16 now for Darko Kelly. 4 for 6 from the line. Make that 17.
Got a good one brewing on Mark Durham night. We'll try to get the Mark Durham page shown back up on our screen and where you can send money.
Yeah, if we can see that one more time before the game or a couple more times. Just to, O'Neal draws the contact. Jones, that's number 4 on Brandon Jones. Good job by O'Neal being patient and getting Jones up in the air and using his body to create contact.
Yeah, Jones now with 4, Payne with 3.
And Jones, I don't know if you could see it on the broadcast, but he motioned over to Coach Keller, I'm good, don't take me out.
I tried to do that tonight. When he came back out, I was sitting on his bench. I asked him if I could stay there all night, and he thought it was okay.
O'Neal now in double figures with those 2 free throws. Another tie here, 57-57.
You know, offensively in this one, Phil, Dom Robinson's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, he hasn't taken a shot he took the 1-3 this half, but he hasn't even really looked to shoot. Only 8 shot attempts on the night. Darko Kelly's going to go to the line for 2 more, and you could see Coach Adam Hyatt isolating O'Neill on Jones, trying to get Brandon Jones' 5th foul, and you got to credit him on that drive of holding his own and going up straight against O'Neill's penetration.
Yeah, we got a couple good coaches here. They understand the game and they make adjustments during the game. You think about the great coaches in this Frontier Conference: Billy Drykosen down at Rocky, and Sean Hughes in the men's division, Chris Mowat, Wes Keller, Bill Himmelberg, Anthony up at Great Falls. I mean, just really, it's a great coaches league.
Yeah, and Coach Orr out at LC State, national runners-up from last year. The women's, they're off a little bit this year, but.
And Brandon Rinta on the men's side.
Yeah, Rinta's done a nice job there. I mean, there's no off nights in the Frontier Conference, no doubt about it. Darko Kelly 2 for 2. That gives him 19 on the night. So Darko Kelly, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs with 19. Fitz with 21 for the Ore Diggers.
Special hello tonight to Kent and Joan Paulson watching down in Arizona.
Oh, Kent's a little warmer than we are tonight.
Oh, yeah, he reminds me every time I talk to him what the temperature is, so that's good.
Yeah, I bet he does.
I want to tell you something, and I've worked with him for 15 years, and I've known him longer, and he is a tremendous commissioner.
Yeah, and such a good human being is Paulson. Well, Fitz proves that he's human. He missed one there, and that was a heat check shot.
Get him out of the game. Pull him out. Yeah, he is human, but kind of subhuman, though, still.
Wow.
I'm going to give him that. And he hasn't forced any shots tonight.
Nope.
Every time he shot it, they've been good shots and good looks at the basket.
Dom Robinson, lots of dribbling on that possession. No foul on the penetration. And again, another opportunity for Tech to take the lead or the tie with the 2. Approaching the 5-minute mark here, 5:25 in the ball game. Chapman was from way outside. Wow. John Chapman, his 5th point of the ball game, and that one was from about 30 feet away. That gives Tech a 1-point lead. Kidgel tries to answer way off the mark. Top of the key.
Montana Tech hanging around, and they make some big shots, as we talked about the entire game. How about that? Now a 3-point lead.
And get a wide open layup on no defense communicating there by the Bulldogs.
And Steve Keller, Phil, wants a timeout.
Yeah, and he's very upset. I mean, he's working the officials, which he does all the time, but he's very upset with his team right now for sure. 62-59 is the score at the Stroud Gymnasium.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.
Go Big Red! Go Big Red! I chose to go to Montana Western to follow in my grandpa's footsteps.
I chose to continue my education here at Western because this is a family. We're dog for dog.
I chose Western because of the block system.
I chose Montana Western because it's a great value, a great location. There's a ton of cool people.
the Derm Strong campaign, ucaring.com/Mark Derm. You can see it there. Mark needs all the help we can get, not only helping there on UCaring, but the prayers, the power of prayer. You can't replace it. Mark's the ultimate in positivity. Any prayers will be welcomed by Mark and certainly will help. And let's lift Mark up and show him how much we love him up here in Montana.
And next time I talk to him, I got to ask him where he finds some of those emojis he sends along.
You might not want to know what they actually mean either, though.
Well, some of them are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah,
that's Mark. He's got a great sense of humor.
Yep.
There we'll see a couple free throws now for Montana Western. And
Warren Helliger will go to the stripe. That was a reach-in foul there. That's number 4 on Chapman.
When I talked to him today, Phil coming down here, he was more concerned about me with my retirement announcement. And I said, hey, I'm calling you because I want to talk to you about you.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just the way he is. He's selfless. And also, we failed to mention, we mentioned the ucaring.com there, but also there's an account open at any Stockman bank around the state, multiple locations, and they all know which. Just have to say the Mark Derm benefit account, and they'll take care of you. So, couple different ways to help Mark out.
Former head basketball coach here, former athletic director, now working for, I believe, Payne West
in
Billings.
In
Bozeman,
yep.
So
commercial insurance agent. Also a former all-conference Hall of Fame basketball player here too. He had unlimited range as well, as we've seen some of these guys tonight.
And no conscience when he was on the floor to shoot it. He would shoot it from anywhere, and he could make it a lot too.
England's first one up is good, 63-61, right at 4 minutes to go. That was the second personal on Darko Kelly. In and out, Kidgel with the rebound.
Whoever wins this is going to win it at the free throw line tonight.
And they're going to earn the victory because it's been a battle. Helliger shot no good. On the rebound, he's going to be fouled there by Chapman.
I think Dom Robinson's going to be a key guy in this stretch run for Montana Western.
Yeah, and he's played coy tonight. I'm just looking at the stats. He's only taken 9 shots, which that's normally a halftime clip. He's a volume shooter, and he just seems like he's out of sorts a little bit. And if you're a Bulldog fan, you're hoping he's saved it for the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Helliger, first one up good. He's an 81% foul shooter. Not a lot of opportunities on the year, but has made true when he's gotten them, and he does again.
I got a feeling it's going to get loud in here.
Oh, boy. Full timeout called by Adam Hyatt of the Ore Diggers. We're going to keep it right here. We'll talk about the Northwestern Energy Player of the Game. We've talked about a little bit in the break, and we have a couple leading candidates from each squad, and it kind of depends on who wins the game, I think, but we've talked about Nick Fitz, and we've talked about Zacchaeus Darko Kelly as being possible candidates, but again, at the conclusion of the game, the Northwestern Energy Player of the Game, as well as the Montana Chevy Dealers Play of the Game. And I think the play of the game is probably going to happen in this final 3 minutes and 40 seconds when we're knotted up right now.
Yeah, I'm going to reserve judgment on that one. But I think, I've got my player of the game, my Northwestern Energy Player of the Game, down to those 2 guys.
Yep.
But my Montana Chevy Dealers Play of the game, I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see, because there's going to be some fireworks here in these final couple minutes.
Oh boy! And as we all know, a lot riding on this game. Montana Western comes in tied with Carroll College in the Frontier Conference standings, both at 10-4. Carroll's ranked 6th in this week's poll, national poll. Western is ranked 10th. They were 8th last week. Dropped 2 spots even after going 2-0. I'm not curious on that one.
Well, it's every 2 weeks that they have the
every
poll,
2 weeks.
So which I don't like. I wish we'd have a poll every week.
That's right. So they had the loss to LC State in there on the overtimer here. Montana Tech 3-11 in Frontier Conference, 11-14 overall.
I don't know. Can it be any closer?
Wow.
63 all on
63 all.
Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard.
Bulldogs 2-3 zone out of the timeout.
Now, if you're Montana Western, Phil, you've got to guard the 3 here.
Yep, and O'Neill, Fitz is not in, so O'Neill's the key, and Chapman are the 2 3-point snipers that you really have to worry about. O'Neill, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc tonight, so you know he's too good of a shooter to not catch one here. Ball tipped out of bounds, 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Diggers get it in. Chapman will back it up on Robinson. Hand it off to England. Now over to Miles, and he'll fire the long 3. No good. Rebound, Helliger. Credit Troy Scott tipping it away and getting it to Helliger. And I think if you're Coach Keller, you got to. I'm sure at the timeout he told Dom Robinson, "Hey, you got to go get one." And then he throws it away. A tough bounce pass on the backdoor cut.
I don't think you want to be fancy. You want to just, run your offense and get good shots.
Tough pass there.
Coach Strickland on the Montana Western bench being real positive.
England in the short corner here, looking for the lob over Robinson, but can't find Chapman there. Montana Tech working the shot clock every possession here down the stretch. O'Neill, wow, good ball movement, and O'Neill, I don't know what happened on that turnaround shot.
Wow, I don't know.
Wild.
I think he was so wide open, he was a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
And Steve Keller wants a timeout.
Full timeout here, 2:20 to go in the ball game. 63-63 is the score.
Phil, I've enjoyed working with you tonight. This has been a lot of fun, and maybe
well.
we'll do some games in the tournament. So hopefully that'll work out.
That would be wonderful. It's been a great time, and it's been wonderful. It feels like this isn't our first game together. It feels like we've done a lot of them together. You can see on there the Sparky's Garage Bar and Grill. If you've yet to make it to Sparky's in Dillon, you're missing a high-octane experience with famous barbecue, burgers, and salads, along with made-from-scratch soups and sauces, a Montana microbrew, a glass of wine, or a signature cocktail. Go in and enjoy all the classic car collection there. It's quite the place there at Sparky's Garage Restaurant, just about a block here from the arena on the edge of campus. So excellent place to have lunch or dinner at Sparky's Garage. I don't know how many TVs in there, but sports are always on. So that attracts my attention right away.
I tell you, I pilfered an extra burger and fries for tonight, so I'm going to take it back to the hotel, zap it, and have another Sparky's burger.
There you go. Yeah, we were fortunate enough to get one before the game, and I devoured that like it was nothing. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. 63-63 as you see it there. They're going to inbound. Darko Kelly here right in front of us. We're going to get in your lap coverage here. And Kelly into Robinson. On-ball screen there for Kidgel with Darko Kelly. Poked away from Kidgel. It's going to be tipped. No over and back. Helliger's got it. He has it knocked away. Kidgel, he's going to fire a wild 3 and knocks it in. Wow.
Boy, that was a tough shot. That might rank right up there with our Montana Chevy dealer play of the game.
That's the favorite right now, certainly. With the shot clock running down. Good ball movement by the Orediggers. Pull-up jumper there on the baseline. That's Miles. No good. Rebound, Darko Kelly.
Steve Keller wants them to hold it up. They didn't. They took it all the way down and got a shot off.
He's not going to be happy with Darko Kelly on that one. No numbers, and he went right at it. O'Neill, good challenge there by Troy Scott, and forces O'Neill to pass it off. Tough shot by Fitz, no good. Rebound, Darko Kelly.
Boy, Darko Kelly has put together a great game tonight with his stats.
And he's even as good as he played. Coach Keller still coaching here at the end, telling Zacchaeus, we had the ball with over a minute to go and you had no numbers and you went to the basket and forced a tough shot. that's what you got to love about Coach Keller. Even though he's going to be 20 and 10 plus, he's always coaching those young players.
You know, Montana Western trying to win this one tonight. If they can win it, they'll take a half-game lead over Carroll College in the Frontier Conference standings. That would put them at 11-4, and Carroll at 10-4 right now. There we see the Opportunity Bank replay.
I think now we're going to have a timeout by Montana Tech. And you mentioned, they'll take a half-game lead over Carroll. I think Montana Western, this is a must-win game if they have, eyes on winning the Frontier regular season. They finish at LC, at Carroll, at Rocky. That's a murderer's row to finish the final 3-game stretch.
Yeah, how big are those games next week, when Montana Western goes to Carroll and to Rocky Mountain College? On Thursday night at Rocky, it'll be Military Appreciation Night. The veterans are going to be involved, Phil. They're going to have a swearing-in ceremony for the Navy,
awesome.
Which doesn't happen publicly very often. So that's Thursday night at Rocky Mountain College Military Appreciation Night.
That is going to be awesome. Yep. And we don't show the military enough appreciation.
And no, I'm not changing. I'm not going into the Navy.
That's not your next career?
I'd be honored if I could, but I don't think they'd take me.
10 seconds on the shot clock, 35 seconds in the ball game. Robinson going to take the step back three, no good. On the rebound, Troy Scott's going to be called with an over the back.
And you don't want to foul there.
And I don't know that that's the shot Steve Keller wanted to run the shot clock down, a fadeaway 25-footer from Robinson.
No, but he's a guy that makes those.
He makes those, you're right.
And that's kind of his shot, so you can't change it. I was just going to say, if in a game like this, I want Dom Robinson on the court with the ball in his hand.
Absolutely. 66-64. It's going to be a one-point game if O'Neill can make this.
2 clutch free throws by O'Neill.
Tech's going to try for the steal and then the foul, I would assume, but Robinson gets it easily. And we're about to get taken out here on the bench. Darko Kelly finishes there on the pass from Troy Scott. That was in your lap, literally, coverage there for us.
Yeah, Robinson came flying over this way. And I invited him to sit down. He didn't want to stay.
He didn't want to stay, nope.
Well, this has been fun. I just love the Frontier Conference. Phil, it's exciting. The games are close. They're battles right down to the end. And maybe the greatest year in the history of the Frontier as far as being even from top to bottom.
Oh,
and look at this game tonight.
And you can see here on the Opportunity Bank replay, Troy Scott with good patience there on the pass. Darko Kelly finishes, and the level of play, not only are the games close, but the level of play is extremely high. We have 6 teams between the men's and the women's league ranked in the top 20 in the country.
Yeah, amazing. I'm kind of leaning toward Darko Kelly now for our player of the game, but we'll have to look at his stats. They're very impressive tonight.
We'll see his final numbers right now. 21 and 12 right now. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists.
That's a good day at the office.
That's a good day of work. Only 21 points and only 12 field goal attempts. So an efficient night. 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. That's the thing that's lost on Darko Kelly, is he's a darn good three-point shooter.
Yeah, he is, and long.
Only a sophomore. I would suspect he's going to be one of the favorites for preseason player of the year next year, coming in as a junior. 3-point lead for the Bulldogs, so guarding the 3-point line, and that just allows O'Neill to go right to the rim. And quickly Scott gets it into Helliger. Warren Helliger will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. Helliger, an 80% foul shooter.
Now, did we not say that this could come down to the free throw line tonight?
It's going to come down. Yeah, I think we were prophetic in that. Bulldogs 22 for 33 from the stripe. 67%. None bigger than these. and all of a sudden you could hear a pin drop in here.
You know, I'm always amazed about that, how quiet it gets in a gym.
The first one off the front of the iron there for Helliger. This one is big. And that one's good. 2-point lead. 9 seconds left. O'Neill drives the length of the court, no good. Good defense by Troy Scott on the drive. Darko Kelly's gonna be fouled on the rebound. You have to credit Troy Scott. Looked like O'Neill was gonna get a good look at it, but Scott continued to challenge all the way down.
You know, I hope everybody's enjoyed this in our Wayland Tire SWX College Game of the Week. We're glad you could be with us around the state of Montana, into Idaho and Washington. And Phil, it's been a pleasure. You know, I just think that there's a lot more great games like this in the Frontier before this one's over this year. Next week could be a barn burner.
You know, it's a difficult thing to do, but to have the Frontier Conference tournament in one site, would that be some good watching for 2 or 3 days if you could get all these teams in one place. And that's a 4-point lead for the Bulldogs, so as long as you don't foul, Miles is going to fire up a half quarter at the buzzer. Bulldogs are going to escape 71-67 to boy, how many times has Montana Tech suffered a defeat like this, like they did tonight? Just hang around, and lose a close one.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, when that happens, you know, we'll have to take a break, and then when we come back, we'll have to talk about our player of the game and our plays of the game for Northwestern Energy and the Montana Chevy dealers. But I think I kind of know where we're at.
Okay, yep.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
Hi, I'm Christy.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy. Natural gas appliances provide wonderful benefits when used properly.
But faulty or improperly maintained devices can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Keep your family safe
by installing carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your house. And make sure your gas appliances are properly vented. If your carbon monoxide alarm goes off,
get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy. Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.
I chose engineering because I've always liked tinkering, and engineering fits right in. You take a problem and come up with a solution and figure out how things work.
For me, choosing Montana Tech for my mechanical engineering degree was not only the right thing to do, but it was the best thing to do.
Mechanical is filled with great job opportunities and has so much potential growth.
Our students walk out with really high-paying jobs.
Tech has given me the opportunity to pursue what I want and get the education that I really needed.
Well, welcome back to a couple wild ones here in the Stroud Gymnasium. The ladies 70-65, the Lady Orediggers win it. The men's 71-67 is the final on the Montana Quit Line scoreboard. Player of the game tonight, tough one, Zacchaeus Darko Kelly for the Bulldogs. 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists on the night. 6'6" sophomore guard out of Missoula. The play of the game, I mean, we said it with 3 minutes to go. It's going to come down to the end on who's going to make the play of the game, and here it is. Cooper Kidgels 3 with the shot clock running down, and the score tied. Buries it from the wing. Huge shot.
That was a huge shot. You know, and had a hand in the face, and great play by 2 Montana high school products, Cooper Kidgel and Darko Kelly, and what a great game, Phil. Yeah, it was just fun to be here and be part of it.
Yeah, joy to watch the 2 quality games with 4 quality teams. There's no doubt about it. we've talked all about basketball all night long with the women's game and the girls' game. Let's talk a little bit about Bruce Parker and retirement this week announced. You, after 40 years in the athletics, and you know, I've said it to you before in the breaks, congratulations, and I know the Frontier Conference appreciates everything you've done for the league over the many years you've been a part of it. And what's the plans for Bruce Parker into the future?
Well, I'm going to the Sundowner tonight. Does that work out okay? No, I appreciate that, Phil. I tell you, I've had some health issues, and I want to try to get healthy. And then I'm on kidney dialysis right now, so I want to have get a kidney transplant, and the best way to do that is be in better shape and get in shape. And I have a new granddaughter in Arizona, and we're going to spend more time down there. And I'm so fortunate to have Lisa, and that we can spend more time together. And it'll be great to watch games, be a fan, be able to do some games with SWX, and I have a consulting business with a couple other ADs and conference commissioners that I'll be involved with. So I'll stay busy. It's like I told my staff on Monday when I told them, I said, I'm not dying. I'm just kind of going to be in a different role, and I'm still going to be their friend, and I'm still going to be a fan.
Yep.
And that's the way I feel about the Frontier. So I'm excited about it. It'll be a change in lifestyle, but good things are ahead for both Lisa and I.
Well, great. That doesn't sound like a retirement. That sounds like a transition into another job. But no, that's how it is. When guys are in athletics, as long as you have been your whole life, it's so hard to step away, and you're not necessarily stepping away totally. You're just going in a different direction. And I wish you, and everybody wishes you all the best in your kidney issues, and hopefully everything works out in that direction. And
I feel really lucky to have worked for almost 23 years at Montana State and 11 years at Carroll College, and then 3.5 years at Rocky. Rocky afforded me the opportunity to come home to Billings, where I grew up and where Lisa grew up. And I'm very appreciative of all the people at Rocky Mountain College and Carroll, and great coaches, great student athletes, and the Frontier's a great league. I hope people will come out and watch the tournament and watch the last week of the season next week, wherever you may be.
Well, and we know that you're not going to be too far away from the Frontier Conference, as you mentioned, and that's great for the Frontier Conference. That's a very positive thing, as you've been as big an advocate as anybody ever has been for the Frontier, and done as much for the league as anybody we can ever remember. In the progress the Frontier's made in the past couple decades has been tremendous. So
thank you. I
appreciate that, and many thanks. I know all the coaches and all the ADs around the conference and everywhere appreciate all the hard work you've done for this league.
Thank you. Appreciate it, and I'll keep on keeping on.
That's right.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Phil.
So right here tonight at the Stroud, Lady Diggers win it 70-65 over the Lady Bulldogs. In the men's game, the Bulldogs win 71-67 over the Orediggers. For Bruce Parker, I'm Phil Willett. Everybody have a great evening.
The Sundowner Motel, right in the heart of Dillon, is your friendly, locally owned and operated motel. Nothing too fancy, just clean rooms with comfortable beds, free Wi-Fi, HBO, and an affordable price. Start your day off with our continental breakfast as you head out to see all the sights around Dillon. Oh, and it's right next to the Mexican bus. We're pet friendly with ample car and truck parking. The Sundowner Motel, call us at 406-683-2375. Down home hospitality.
Bareback riding takes a special kind of person. It takes somebody that's willing to deal with all odds against them. It's the most physically demanding event in rodeo, and there are a lot of guys that chew tobacco, and I've seen my friends have the start of cancer in their lip and they change it from top to bottom rather than quitting, and I've run across guys who have to push a button to speak to me because they've gotten throat cancer, and it takes a special person to ride a bucking horse, and if you can do that, then you can kick the habit of chewing. In rodeo, you never back down from a challenge, so I challenge you, quit chewing today.
In 1968, Homer Scott Sr. purchased a small bank in Sheridan, Wyoming. That endeavor was the start of First Interstate Bank. Homer knew that the bank would only be as strong as the communities it served. Today, Homer's credo still holds true. First Interstate has donated more than $50 million and 154,000 volunteer hours to nonprofit organizations and the communities it serves. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.